to Moc Bach is widely feared as the legendary Necromancer Bach Da. A legendary figure, once an ordinary gamer on Blue Star. Betrayed by his treacherous lover and backstabbing best friend, he was hurled straight into this brutal new world. Within the desolate death zones of Mola City, an epic war raged on. An endless sea of undead forced both mighty warriors and terrified civilians to scatter in absolute panic. Amidst that crushing chaos, the legendary Bach Da finally appeared. He was the lone player who transcended all national limits. His mere presence instantly proved the overwhelming gap in power between him and the rest. Worthy of being the Divine Dragon Empire's strongest player, even Tu Shu-yen, the fierce captain of the Wild Ghost Guild, was completely stunned. Watching Bach Da through his binoculars, he constantly gasped in pure absolute awe. Looking at this devastating battlefield, they all knew Mola City was facing total destruction. Unbelievable. Is this truly something one human can do? The Necromancer Bach Da is an absolutely terrifying apocalyptic monster. Tu Shu-yen stared blankly at the godlike figure floating high above. Massive goosebumps instantly erupted across his entire trembling body. Moc Bach stood fiercely atop a massive dragon, commanding his undead legion forward. Every fallen soul absorbed brought him surging, heaven-defying amounts of overwhelming magical power. Yet even that ridiculous power was never enough. In this wild new life, granted by the Myriad Realms system, Moc Bach only hungered for absolute limitless godlike dominance. Looking back, Moc Bach literally started with a single hit point. With barely 1 year of lifespan left standing right at death's door, Moc Bach never imagined he would survive, let alone evolve into this unstoppable legendary boss. Originally, Moc Bach was a legendary gamer, the ultimate champion of Blue Star possessing trillion-dollar wealth. A sudden accident turned him into a vegetable. But his dark, hellish fate did not stop there. His treacherous fiancée, Lu Nuyen, ruthlessly pulled his life support. She thought he was already dead anyway. The twisted irony, Moc Bach could hear absolutely everything. Hearing every single voice around him while completely paralyzed, he discovered the most horrifying truth. His closest blood brother, Triyu Hook, was the filthy mastermind. He manipulated Nu Yen into stealing his massive fortune. The most sickening part. 5 years ago, that absolute scumbag deliberately planted her in his bed, just waiting for this exact day. He also orchestrated the brutal accident that destroyed his body. Trapped in darkness, Moc Bach burned with absolute fury. Those two demons were worse than scum. To think he treated them like true family and his most loyal college brothers. Helpless, he could not stop Triyu Hook from violently ripping out his oxygen tube. Those two shameless villains lacked all humanity. They shamelessly flirted right over Moc Bach's dying body. As his final breaths faded, a crushing wave of ultimate regret drowned him. How did he never notice those treacherous snakes plotting against him since day one? He felt absolutely devastatingly helpless and utterly broken. He violently prayed to the heavens for just one muscle twitch, refusing to die silently. But inevitably, total darkness finally swallowed Moc Bach's fading consciousness. Just as his final breath faded, a glowing, mysterious portal violently ripped open. Terrified pedestrians on the streets gasped in absolute shock. Was this an alien civilization launching an invasion on Earth? Suddenly, an ominous system notification loudly echoed into every single human mind. Congratulations, Planet Blue Star. You are chosen for the Myriad Realms game. Every single mortal will now start from absolute zero. A brand new brutal reality unlocks now. Global mass transmigration will officially commence in exactly 30 seconds. All game data is downloaded into your brains. Please recall it now. Horrifyingly enough, it was actually true. Bizarre rules about the Myriad Realms violently flooded every human mind, despite nobody ever encountering this cursed death game before. The global reaction was absolute chaos. Cowards trembled in fear, while thrill-seekers wildly cheered. Nobody knew what the Myriad Realms truly was. Meanwhile, the traitors Triyu Hook and Nu Yen were resting in bed when the apocalyptic system alert suddenly struck them. The scumbag violently cursed out loud. What the hell, Blue Star was actually selected for this insane Myriad Realms game? I was about to become a trillionaire, yet this trash system says we cannot bring our real-world wealth into the game. What absolute garbage. Nu Yen obsessively reread the notification. It chillingly stated that as long as one breath remained, they could enter the game. She instantly panicked, dreading the terrifying possibility that the dying Moc Bach might actually cross over too. Hearing this, Triyu Hook coldly scoffed. Who cares? That pathetic loser cannot even survive 30 more seconds anyway. With his vegetative state, even if he enters the game, he will just be trash. As the merciless 30-second countdown finally hit zero, humanity was instantly teleported into the game. Miraculously, Moc Bach was no exception. This was his ultimate heaven-sent chance. Embracing this miracle, Moc Bach swore an oath. In this brutal new world, he refused to die. He would never ever surrender. A colossal teleportation array ripped open, dragging humanity inside. Countless terrified mortals screamed in absolute horror. begging to escape this game and go home. Meanwhile, crazed thrill-seekers wildly roared to the heavens in pure blood-pumping excitement. Completely sick of their boring reality, the blinding flash dropped everyone straight into the majestic temple of Descenders. Standing in this divine realm, Moc Bach, the cold reality hit him. This was no dream. As he stood up, a glowing blue prompt materialized. Welcome, Blue Planet player. You have entered the Myriad Realms. Commencing full body scan now. Your new existence is that of a Descender. Please confirm your official player name. Ah, the sweet thrill of a second life. Without hesitation, Mubai locked in the alias White Knight. Name confirmed. Now, the real gamble begins, initiating the talent awakening sequence. Inside the Starry Hall, every player receives a divine talent, ranging from a pathetic F rank to legendary triple S. In this brutal universe, surviving without an overpowered talent is just asking for a quick death. But the heavens are fickle. Everything relies entirely on pure, unfiltered gacha luck. Mubai held his breath. He just prayed to the system gods for anything but a trash ability. Ding. His jaw hit the floor. Jackpot. He actually awakened the S-rank forbidden talent upgrade. This busted talent offered 3 insane perks. The first ability, simple but deadly upgrade. He could permanently elevate any item by 1 entire tier. 0 materials needed, 0 risks involved. The second perk, sublimation, boost any item by 2 tiers, though this one demands a hefty resource fee. The effects are eternal. And finally, the absolute trump card, Catastrophe. By burning his own lifespan, he forces a 3-tier evolution, plus it injects a terrifying catastrophic mutation. Best part, the very first use is completely free, talent secured. Now, time to lock in his class. The system offered 4 grand pillars: physical brawler, arcane magic user, unyielding tank, or healing support. With his shiny new upgrade talent, a flashy warrior or mage sounded perfect. But suddenly, a red warning flashed. Error player White Knight. Lacks the minimum base stats. Initiating emergency protocol. Purging incompatible class options. Scanning complete. Based on your pathetic starting numbers, your one and only available path is the Necromancer. Mubai blinked in sheer disbelief. A Necromancer. Why was he stuck playing with bones? He knew absolutely nothing. What a rigged garbage game. Before he could even yell out an objection, the system forcibly finalized his fate. Just like that, he became an entirely unwilling Necromancer. But feeling the chilling power of his new skull staff, a wicked smile crept up. Okay, not too bad. Wait a minute. His smile instantly vanished. Something was terribly wrong. His maximum health points sat at exactly 1. Was this a sick joke? 1 single drop of health, a gentle breeze could send him to the afterlife. And why was his total lifespan reduced to 1 miserable year? What good is a god-tier talent if I am basically a walking corpse? Mubai screamed furiously. The cold system remained dead silent. Backed into a corner, a desperate glint flashed in his eyes. Gamble time. Did not that Catastrophe skill offer 1 free use? Gritting his teeth, he ordered the system to target his class. Target locked. Warning. Evolving the Necromancer class by 3 tiers requires sacrificing 100,000 years of lifespan. System prompt. You hold 1 free Catastrophe token, bypassing the lifespan cost entirely. Do you wish to proceed? He smashed that confirm button. Dark energy erupted. He just awakened the ultimate hidden class, the Death Lord. His growth rate skyrocketed. Every single level up now rewarded him with a massive 15 free attribute points. He instantly unlocked Lifelink and Summon Enhancement. But the real prize, the legendary artifact, the Book of Death. He threw his head back and laughed. The Death Lord, now that is a title worthy of a boss. Pumping his fist, Mubai felt a surge of absolute confidence. That chaotic gamble was pure genius. Ding. The Myriad Realms server launches in exactly 10 seconds. All players prepare for immediate descent. That crazy class evolution ate up his prep time, whatever he would just figure out his dark powers in-game. Liu Ruyan Zhao Shu. You treacherous dogs, just wait. I will hunt you down and show you true utter despair. 0. The world shattered and reformed. In this ruthless realm, dying strips away your levels and 10% of lifespan. At least 10 brutal years for every single death. Luckily, the beginner village offered a brief sanctuary. While protected, dying only cost your level, sparing your precious remaining years. Flash Beginner Village 9527 of the Divine Dragon Empire suddenly erupted into absolute chaos. Beams of light crashed down like rain. Millions of Blue Planet players spawned in, drowning Mubai in deafening noise. Haha, my crazy web novel fantasies finally became reality. This time I will definitely rise to power. Big bro, please carry me. Rank B, cleric with infinite healing. Anyone need me? Rank B, genius mage looking for an epic party. While the massive crowd scrambled, Moc Bach quietly slipped into the shadows. he needed to test out his overpowered abilities first. First up was the classic Little Skeleton Summon. Just like the name implied, it spawned a fragile bone soldier for battle. The casting time took 3 seconds. It had a 30-second cooldown and drained exactly 20 mana points. This little bonehead's combat stats scaled perfectly with the spirit attribute. His next divine skill was Soul Burn. It unleashed demonic flames to torch the target. Over 5 seconds, it dealt 150% magical damage. The massive strike range was 30 meters. Casting this magical nuke took 2 seconds, followed by a quick 5-second cooldown. It cost 10 mana. These were just basic rank F abilities. But having 1 summon and 1 attack spell made Moc Bach smirk. The system was not done yet. He also had a rank A active skill called Lifelink. He could permanently share his health bar with any summoned undead. The magical effect triggered instantly upon casting and required 10 seconds to fully summon. Then came the ultimate system jackpot, a rank S passive skill named Summon Buff, completely free of levels. Under this insane aura, summoning cast times and cooldowns plummeted by 50%. Plus, every summoned creature's base stats skyrocketed by 50%. Even his maximum summoning limit expanded by 500%. His skill tree was utterly broken, especially with that cheating health share trick. With this setup, I never have to panic about my pathetic health limit again, Moc Bach muttered. Suddenly, an ancient tome materialized out of thin air. Oh, right, Moc Bach almost forgot his legendary artifact, the Book of Death. This was an exclusive relic unique to his class. It cannot drop, perfectly indestructible and entirely untradeable. Currently resting at level 0, it grew with his character. Divine stats would awaken at level 1, and special effects unlocked at level 10. Since his current level was too low to wield the Book of Death, Moc Bach tossed it aside. Time to spawn his very first skeletal minion. But shockingly, 2 identical bone soldiers popped out. Moc Bach gasped as the divine system chimed in. His hidden calamity trait had forcefully awakened. Upon completing his class evolution, his basic Necromancer title was instantly erased. He was now a terrifying Deathlord. This insanely overpowered promotion triggered an effect that immediately doubled every skill multiplier. The second and third divine perks were still locked. But this system was already handing him literal cheat codes. Moc Bach carefully inspected his new undead grunts. Sure, he had successfully spawned 2 identical boneheads. However, they looked ridiculously fragile. Just then, a random arrogant player swaggered over, offering a flashy proposal. Wow, a summoner class. Listen bro, your awakening talent must be at least rank A, right? Join my epic hunting party. I am a rank A genius myself. Teaming up guarantees we steamroll levels. True, during the early game grind. Noobs grouping together meant vastly accelerated leveling. But Moc Bach completely shut him down. The lone wolf path was superior. Humiliated, the guy's face twisted in sheer annoyance. Stop acting so mighty. You are literally just a squishy summoner. You probably cannot even defeat a basic dirt chicken. Moc Bach entirely ignored the salty loser's annoying rants. Taking his twin little skeletons, he marched straight toward the hunting grounds. The beginner zone was absolutely swarming with eager players. Hilariously, a newly forged squad was getting totally wrecked by that exact same dirt chicken. Utterly exhausted and completely humiliated, they simply gave up. Screw this nightmare, I'm going back to the village for a cooking class. Anyone can take this trash mob. Moc Bach casually strolled forward. This was the infamous dirt chicken that arrogant guy mentioned. At level 1, it boasted 100 health, 10 attack, and 5 points in both defenses. As Moc Bach appeared, jealous whispers erupted through the crowd. Look at that player named Bach Da. Those dual skeletons he summoned look incredibly menacing, right? He absolutely must have awakened some insanely overpowered talent. I am so insanely jealous. Stop crying and just focus on hitting these stupid chickens. Sensing their pathetic, fearful glares, Moc Bach calmly smiled. Relax everyone, I have zero interest in stealing your weak little monsters. With his literal god-tier system, bullying low-level newbies for a trash-tier chicken was far beneath his dignity. So Moc Bach swaggered deeper into the dark forest. Suddenly, he encountered a vicious pack of crimson-eyed rabbits. These were terrifying level 2 beasts, packing 150 health and 15 attack. Getting bumped by them would cause agonizing pain. Luckily, Moc Bach never fought his own battles. With his tragic 1-point health bar, he would instantly vanish. The twin boneheads charged fiercely forward. Checking the empty surroundings, he shamelessly spawned a few more skeletal minions. It was time for these fluffy beasts to taste absolute firepower. Without lifting a single finger, he mercilessly slaughtered the red-eyed rabbits. Thanks to his broken skills, he easily absorbed 50% bonus leapfrog experience points. At this insanely fast grinding pace, hitting level 1 was practically guaranteed. Exploiting the system's double effect, he permanently life-linked with both bony bodyguards immediately. With just 1 hit point left, Moc Bach was still absolutely unkillable. He could easily summon a massive undead army right now. But to avoid unwanted attention, He held back, sticking to just 4 skeletons. Under Moc Bach's absolute command, the Bone Squad farmed monsters like absolute madmen. Bystanders watched his totally relaxed vibe and started whispering, "Whoa, is that guy a necromancer? Leveling up while taking a stroll. Talk about an easy life. Easy, open your eyes, idiot. The pathetic skeletons I summon have absolute garbage stats compared to his. Plus, he summoned 4 at once. That is an S-rank talent at the bare minimum. His true power must easily rank at the absolute top of beginner village, 9,527. Despite the crazy gossip, Moc Bach completely ignored them. His only focus, he finally reached level 1. 15 free stat points acquired. Now for the ultimate min-maxing strategy. Since summon stats scale directly with Moc Bach's spirit, he dumped points there. He also boosted agility for pure survival. Having only 1 hit point is terrifying. Speed was his best armor, so 4 points straight into agility, and 11 points into spirit. Then a brilliant game-breaking idea struck him like lightning. Weight classes can upgrade. Why not upgrade my own skills right now? Without hesitation, Moc Bach activated his innate talent to evolve them. Boom F-rank minor skeleton summon evolved into E-rank skeleton summon F-rank combustion, also ranked up perfectly. A rank lifelink evolved into S-rank life share. An S-rank summon boost became SS-rank death call. Seeing his entire skill tree evolve into absolute overpowered greatness, Moc Bach grinned like a madman. That S-rank life share passively pooled hit points from every single summon. This system is beautifully broken. Even though his main health bar was eternally stuck at a single drop of blood, his secondary health bar had skyrocketed to nearly 9,000 points. Pure immortality. Add that insane death call skill to the mix. He could instantly summon 20 skeleton warriors right now. Confidence surged through his veins. No more hiding in the shadows. Time to flood the battlefield and grind levels. Reaching level 1 also unlocked his ultimate trump card. He pulled out the Book of Death. Moc Bach evolved this exclusive gear, transforming it into the legendary Death Scripture. However, the base stats were surprisingly garbage, adding a measly 15 magic power. Whatever, I will wait until level 10, he muttered. Because at level 10, the Death Scripture unlocks a ridiculously overpowered hidden effect. Now let the real hunt begin. Moc Bach snapped his fingers, summoning a full elite squad of 20 skeleton warriors. Death Call slashed the cooldown by 75%. Paired with the disaster trait summoning a skeleton only took 2 seconds. With all these god-tier buffs stacking up, Moc Bach's undead army became an unstoppable force of nature. Level 3. Razorclaw Cat Demons. Absolutely zero challenge. The entire pack was wiped out instantly, skyrocketing him to level 2. The grind never stops. Half an hour later, he stood before the first major dungeon, the Fog Forest. Hidden treasures waiting inside, but packed with lethal traps. Definitely not a solo dungeon. But Moc Bach was far from alone. He brought an entire mob of undead henchmen. Overflowing with absolute swagger, he smashed the hell difficulty button and charged inside. The dungeon fog was blindingly thick. He instantly ordered his bone squad to scout the path and annihilate everything. Luckily, he had absolute mental control within a 100-meter radius. Otherwise, babysitting these lost skeletons would be a total nightmare. Clang. First contact. An elite level 8 fog tree demon appeared, boasting a massive 3,600 hit points, 74 attack, 60 physical defense, 40 magic defense, and a nasty binding skill. A truly terrifying elite monster had blocked their path. Eyes shining with battle hunger, Moc Bach ordered a full-scale assault, but a hidden root instantly bound one of his skeletons. Snap! The demon completely severed a bone arm. Elite attack power was no joke, but Moc Bach just smirked. Numbers were his weapon. Swarm it. Focus all your firepower, he roared, and his undead army mercilessly closed in. Just like that, the level 8 demon fell, dropping 60 sweet experience points. This forest was originally a level 5 zone, but Hell Mode forcibly buffed every monster by 3 levels, and every single one of them was an elite. The experience point harvest today was going to be absolutely legendary. Right at that exact moment, a sudden terrifying chill violently crept straight down Moc Bach's spine. He quickly whipped around, only to catch a level 8 elite mist centipede, attempting a cowardly sneak attack. Compared to the tree demons, its health bar was pitifully thin, but its raw attack power reached a terrifying 108 points. But those pathetic little numbers meant absolutely nothing to Moc Bach. The Death Scepter in his hands aggressively flared with intense dark energy, launching a merciless counterattack straight at the target. Simultaneously, his loyal skeleton squad instantly swarmed forward to fiercely protect their master. In mere seconds, the arrogant mist centipede was absolutely decimated by them. Moc Bach honestly had to admit the hilarious truth. Even though his current spirit stats were completely triple that of any normal necromancer, his own magic spells still hit like a wet noodle when compared to his overpowered summoned minions. Right, exactly then. From the defeated monster's corpse miraculously dropped a brand new piece of equipment. A level 5 black iron centipede belt boasting exactly 30 durability, providing a solid 9 armor points and 2 extra vitality points. Because it was just a common trash-tier leather armor, Moc Bach sighed in deep disappointment. But he tossed it straight into his inventory anyway. Even absolute garbage equipment can easily be sold for cold hard cash. Venturing much deeper into the dark dungeon, the monstrous mist centipede horde crazily multiplied in massive numbers, yet Moc Bach proudly stood right at the command center, flawlessly untouched, perfectly shielded by his invincible undead. Bodyguards completely avoiding absolutely all incoming enemy damage. Without breaking a single sweat, the battlefield instantly descended into absolute chaotic madness. Despite the monster's fierce, desperate struggle to fight back, his overpowered skeleton army completely and utterly steamrolled them. Ding. Shortly after, he effortlessly hit level 5, a massive, glorious mountain of shiny new loot beautifully scattered across the bloody dungeon floor, including a wooden staff, a snake fang dagger, a centipede leather shirt, and 2 rank E magical skill books for bind and strangle abilities. Moc Bach closely scanned the pile, seeing that only the basic wooden staff seemed slightly useful. The rest of this absolute junk was purely destined to be temporarily stored and eventually sold to the merchant shop for extra money. Honestly, the basic wooden staff's magical attributes were still completely garbage. Moc Bach would just equip it temporarily. Later on, he absolutely had to heavily consider upgrading to a truly legendary weapon. On the bright side, his precious Book of Death miraculously leveled up too, because its immense divine power naturally scales perfectly alongside the main character's exact level, reaching exactly level 5. The basic attributes of the Holy Tome proudly granted an extra 75 magic power, a massive 25 points to all basic stats, and exactly 100% bonus massive damage against all undead creatures. Not too shabby at all. Moc Bach kept happily nodding his head in absolute extreme satisfaction. Too bad this hellish dungeon seriously lacked any actual undead enemies, right? Shrugging it off, he quickly rallied his massive skeletal army together for the absolute final stage. Armed with his brand new gear, Moc Bach was finally ready to violently challenge the boss. Since this was legitimately hell mode, difficulty fighting the boss was about to get violently brutal. Exactly 1 silver tier boss and 2 heavily reinforced elite monsters ominously awaited him. The final boss was the mighty Mist Centipede King packing a terrifying max health pool of exactly 88,000 hit points, 327, pure attack power 136, solid physical defense, and exactly 98 points of pure magic resistance. It boasted insanely deadly ultimate skills, including Strangle Devour, Toxic Breath, and Earth Shattering. Quake Plus, 2 massive Mist Centipede Royal Guards, fiercely flanking right by its terrifying sides. Their health bars sat at exactly 8,350 hit points, packing 198 attack power and a single Strangle skill. Moc Bach actually sweated for a split second seeing them. Almost exactly 90,000 total health on the Supreme King alone, plus 2 nasty elite bodyguards right beside it. Could his frail little bone boys actually miraculously survive this insane, overwhelming monster onslaught? Only one absolutely thrilling way to quickly find out. With a dramatic point of his staff, Moc Bach confidently ordered his army to violently charge forward. The incredibly epic boss raid violently commenced, but the Mist Centipede King was absolutely completely ruthless, instantly obliterating one of Moc Bach's poor skeletons straight to the absolute afterlife with just a single strike. Although its terrifying explosive power made his jaw drop, Moc Bach's wicked confident smirk absolutely never ever faded. Because no matter how ridiculously overpowered the monster was, absolutely nothing could possibly beat his legendary endless bonewave tactics. Spamming his summon skill every exact 2 seconds, he relentlessly flooded the arena with undead meat shields. Layer by layer, they hopelessly swarmed. Soon enough, both annoying royal guards were completely, utterly defeated by him. With the annoying royal mist guards permanently out of the way, the terrifying boss finally became much easier to handle. Moc Bach immediately proudly ordered his loyal little undead thugs focus absolutely all intense firepower onto the big bug. He even forcefully cast a spell himself, which pathetically bounced off like a mere gentle tickle to the giant enemy. Coughing in pure painful embarrassment, Moc Bach smartly decided to just safely sit back and solely control his overpowered undead legion instead. But the Centipede King fiercely refused to go down. Flexing its massive body and superior raw strength, it unleashed a chaotic, relentless barrage of heavy attacks. Every single brutal swipe instantly shattered a flying skeleton. Sweating heavily and never daring to relax, Moc Bach relentlessly spammed summoning brand new skeletons. The giant monster's bloody health bar desperately continuously plummeted. Based on his sharp observation, the devastating ultimate attack was clearly finally loading up to strike. But an absolute crazy plot twist, Moc Bach completely missed. This wicked boss had an insanely high IQ. That incredibly tricky and deadly attack actually locked directly onto Moc Bach himself. Completely unable to dodge, he tanked the massive hit head-on. But miraculously, thanks to his overpowered damage, sharing lifelink, with his loyal summons, he remained standing perfectly unharmed. Hey, nice try, Bug. I have maximum life resonance. My combined health pool limit is well over 100,000. Did you seriously think your pitiful little scratch could possibly ever harm me? Moc Bach mocked with absolute extreme satisfaction, loudly provoking his opponent. Now it was his turn for the ultimate bloody payback. The skeleton horde poured every ounce of their deadly power into this final strike. They completely successfully assassinated the Mist Centipede King, instantly fiercely rewarding their glorious master with exactly 14,400 incredibly sweet experience points. Watching the gigantic beast completely collapse, Moc Bach felt unbelievably fantastic. Throwing his hands to the sky, he triumphantly yelled, "Damn, that was incredibly easy." After this epic battle, Moc Bach officially became the very first player in Novice Village 9527 to completely solo a boss and claim the stone reward. Basic soul stones and gold coins dropped. Meanwhile, a system alert blasted across Novice Village 927. Player ID Bach Da had just drawn first blood on a silver boss completely solo. The entire server was absolutely paralyzed with shock. Jaws literally dropped to the floor. Makes sense. While average newbies were sweating over forest slimes, Moc Bach was out there single-handedly butchering a silver tier nightmare. Suddenly every single player was dying to know. Just who the heck was this Bach Da? What kind of broken awakening gave him such godlike power? Seriously, how is the skill gap between players this ridiculously massive? This universal game is totally rigged. I am barely surviving against mobs while this guy treats boss fights like a solo vacation. Where is the justice in that? Exactly. Back in the real world, I was already grinding like a corporate slave. Who knew crossing over would just make me premium cannon fodder? Meanwhile, nearby Phong Diep and Fu Jiap were busy farming. Reading the epic alert about Moc Bach, Fu Jiap sighed in regret. So soloing a boss actually triggers a global announcement. I should have let Phong Diep solo that iron boss earlier. Oh well, there will definitely be more chances ahead. Phong Diep replied calmly, smashing the monster before him. Bach Da is on a completely different level than me. A silver boss is no joke. I would be crushed instantly. Though Phong Diep sounded humble, he actually carried an S-rank awakening talent himself. Yet even he had struggled against an iron boss, which meant this mysterious Bach Da had to be hiding an SS-rank talent at the bare minimum. Hearing this crazy theory, their party members AV and Hoa Duong practically vibrated with absolute excitement. An SS-rank talent? Are you kidding me? That is ridiculously overpowered, Sister Fu Jiap. Do you think he would join our guild? We should totally shoot him an invite. Fu Jiap had not considered it, but Hoa Duong's hype was infectious. Snatching up a top-tier carry sounded like a brilliant move. After all, she was fiercely confident. No man in history had ever dared to reject her golden invitations. But oh how wrong Fu Jiap was. Thanks to that global system flash, Moc Bach's friend request inbox was currently exploding. Everyone wanted to ride the coattails of a literal god. Fu Jiap's elite invite just drowned in the spam. Too busy looting, Moc Bach ruthlessly hit reject all. With the annoying pop-ups gone, our main character finally checked his glorious boss drop loot. Behold the basic soul stone. A legendary consumable item that literally injected 30 extra days of lifespan straight into your veins. The catch. Dying meant losing 10% of that time, with a brutal minimum penalty of 3 days. Since his original lifespan was ticking down to under a year, discovering a literal life-extending cheat code made his eyes sparkle. 30 days from just one rock. Wait, if he used his upgrade hack on these, wouldn't he become immortal? Without hesitating, Moc Bach evolved the stones from basic to intermediate tier. The power-up was absolutely insane. A single stone now granted a massive 120 days of life. With 6 shiny stones in his inventory, he just casually bought himself nearly 2 extra years of living. Now that was a real jackpot. Suddenly, a blazing new objective formed in his mind. He needed to farm these soul stones like crazy. But wait, what about the dungeon gear drops? Sadly, the 2 skill books that dropped were completely useless for his current class. Among the leftover junk, only a shady-looking poison ring caught his eye. Naturally, Moc Bach threw it straight into the upgrade forge. Flash, it evolved into a gold-tier toxic ring, durability maxed at 100 packing, 30 magic power, 10 agility, and 10 spirit points. Plus, magic attacks now had a chance to trigger a nasty 150 poison damage. This deadly passive had a 10-second cooldown. Magic mixed with toxic damage. Not bad at all. If his base attacks lacked punch, the venom would definitely finish the job. Moc Bach nodded, totally satisfied. With the loot unboxed and sorted, he turned his attention back to his undead army. The skeleton casualties were brutally high. Losing so many minions to a basic boss made him realize one thing: his bony subordinates were still way too weak. Since his digital wallet was finally looking thick with gold, he decided to test if money could literally evolve his summoning skills. The moment he activated his unique evolution talent, a glowing system prompt flashed before his eyes. Warning: consume 5 gold coins to override the previous upgrade and evolve. Summon skeleton to a higher tier. Proceed. Reading the cost, his face instantly twisted in pure agony. 5 whole gold coins gone in a single blink. This trash system was a literal bloodsucker. But hey, money can always be farmed back. Taking a deep breath, he smashed the confirm button. Boom, golden light surged as his spell broke its limits. It upgraded into the D rank ability, Summon Skeleton Warrior. At this new tier, the bones actually got their own job classes. Every cast would now spawn either a ruthless melee fighter or a lethal archer. Casting took 3 seconds with a 30-second cooldown, draining exactly 200 mana points per summon. Best of all, these undead soldiers scaled directly with his own monstrous spirit points. Because of that cheat-like scaling, a single skeleton archer now flexed strength, vitality, and agility, all sitting at a terrifying 637 points. Max health stood at 6,370. Attack hit 764 with physical defense at 319. Plus an active skill, Double Shot. One pull of the string unleashed 2 arrows, dealing an extra 90% physical damage. As for the skeleton warriors, their strength, vitality, agility, and defense perfectly mirrored the archers. However, their health pool surged to a massive 764, and their attack power, a devastating 956 points. Naturally, they possessed an active skill 2 Heavy Strike, a brutal smash delivering 175% physical damage. Staring at these monstrous stats, Moc Bach instantly forgot about his empty wallet. With combat numbers this broken, those 5 gold coins were an absolute steal. Eager to test drive his new bony minions, Moc Bach marched them straight into the forest. Their targets, level 8 elite goblins. Elite monsters or not, they meant nothing. The terrifying stats of Moc Bach's Undead Legion absolutely crushed them. The poor goblins could not even launch a counterattack. Riding this wave of absolute slaughter, he commanded his undead army deeper into the shadows. Meanwhile, back at the beginner village, desperate newbies were still shouting themselves hoarse, begging for party members. Among the chaos was a player named Hoan Du, his grand ambition, building an entire guild. At first, the wandering players barely spared him a glance. They had just transmigrated into a magic world. Who wanted to become another corporate slave for some random guy? But then Hoan Du played his trump card. He arrogantly displayed his glowing S-rank talent for all to see. In this realm, his class was a natural-born leader. His exclusive S-rank ability allowed him to establish a guild with 0 fees. The perks guild members received a 20% boost to experience points, plus a 20% increase in drop rates, physical damage, and magic power. And the craziest part, the stronger the guild grew, the more these insane buffs would multiply. Hearing this, the crowd's bored expressions shattered. Holy crap, a 20% experience boost and a 20% higher chance for loot. That is absolutely broken. S-rank talents are practically cheating. A 20% damage boost across the board. Count me in immediately. Hoan Du's recruitment drive turned into an absolute feeding frenzy, but just as he basked in the glorious spotlight, a massive global announcement flashed across the server sky. The megaphone message came from a player named Fu Jiop. It read, "Brother White Knight, please accept my friend request. I have urgent business to discuss. Will you accept?" Seeing this global broadcast, the rookie zone erupted into complete gossip mode. These poor newbies were risking their lives fighting dozens of monsters, barely scraping together a few pathetic copper coins. Yet this crazy player, Fu Jiop, just burned 10 whole gold coins just to send a single server message. What an absolute whale. Even Hoan Du was left staring at the sky in pure disbelief. How the hell did someone farm so much gold already? And who on earth was this White Knight? I have to see what makes this guy so special. Meanwhile, deep in the dark forest, Moc Bach heard the very same system ping. Curiosity piqued. Who in their right mind would waste 10 gold coins just to get his attention? With a slight smirk, he hit accept. Instantly, a private message popped up. "White Knight, I will pay you 100 gold coins up front. I will also fully fund all your gear and skill books. Are you interested in joining my exclusive party?" Reading those words, Moc Bach frowned. Something felt seriously sketchy about this. Throwing down 100 gold casually. This level of wealth was completely illogical. Everyone had just spawned here, and real-world money meant absolute garbage. Just where did this wealthy lunatic dig up a mountain of gold? His gamer instincts screamed that it was a total scam. Narrowing his eyes, Moc Bach fired back a text. "How do you have that much currency? What is your actual backing? Give me one good reason to believe you." Surprisingly, Fujiap did not play any mind games. She decided to drop a massive bombshell. She possessed the SS-Rank talent, God of Wealth. To her, money was literally just a number. If Moc Bach simply signed her party contract, he could swim in endless oceans of gold. Let's break down this terrifying game-breaking ability. The first passive effect was called Money Tree Shake. 6 times a day, she could shake the heavens instantly, generating between 1 and 999 gold coins. Plus, there was a hidden chance to drop rare legendary artifacts. The second perk, Infinite Abundance. Every single item sitting in her inventory magically multiplied by 1% every single day. And the third most overpowered effect, Absolute Hoarder. Even if she died tragically in battle, the system physically could not force her to drop a single coin, so player killers targeting her for loot. Completely pointless. What an absolute cheat code. This SS-Rank talent breaks the entire game economy, Moc Bach gasped out loud. Whoever awakened this divine ability could literally sleep all day and wake up as a billionaire, staring at the recruitment offer from this walking goldmine. Saying no felt like a crime against sanity. However, the lone wolf hesitated. Joining a party meant dealing with annoying human drama. Worse, his own forbidden system secrets could be exposed to the light. For the early game, playing solo was still the safest survival strategy. Sorry, Miss Billionaire. I prefer hunting in the shadows alone. He hit send. Miles away reading that rejection, Fujiap nearly snapped her keyboard. That arrogant little punk actually dared to reject my gold. Seeing their goddess of wealth fail to bribe a mere rookie, her squad of elite bodyguards completely gave up hope. It was not like their squad could not clear dungeons on their own. But Fujiap was a terrifyingly sharp businesswoman. Sure, their current setup was stable, but without absolute top-tier gear, their leveling speed would eventually hit a brick wall, just as she racked her brain for a new bribe. Moc Bach suddenly sent another message. A sudden message pinged Fujiap Care to make a trade. I have some spare gear and skill books collecting dust. Your squad must be desperate for them, right? Reading the notification, Fujiap's eyes sparkled like diamonds. Talk about perfect timing. Moc Bach offered gear exactly when they needed it. How much do you have? I will take it all. She instantly fired back a reply. Way more than you can imagine. Let me finish my current business, then I will contact you to trade. Even though recruiting Moc Bach was impossible, securing his premium loot was already a massive victory for her squad. If their main attacker Phong Diep equipped top-tier gear, the entire party's combat power would absolutely skyrocket. Rewinding to the battlefield, Fujiap's party was currently locked in brutal combat with a level 5 bronze boss, the Wild Boar Chieftain. Its health pool sat at 23,800, attack power at 205, physical defense at 81, and magic defense at 62, armed with brutal skills like Tier-Heavy Crash and Wild Trample. This beast was leagues deadlier than the Dark Iron boss they fought before. Are you absolutely sure you can solo this monster? Fujiap asked nervously. Should not be a problem, he confidently replied. Reassured by his absolute confidence, Fujiap ordered Ave and Hoa Duong to hand over all their healing potions to Phong Diep. They retreated to stand guard, ensuring nobody interrupted his epic boss hunt. Fujiap was entirely determined to snatch that global system announcement. And so, backed by his loyal comrades, Phong Diep stepped forward alone, staring down the towering Wild Boar Chieftain. Despite their massive size difference, Phong Diep oozed pure confidence. He calmly unleashed critical strikes, carving devastating damage into his monstrous opponent. Naturally, the enraged beast launched fierce counterattacks, but it could not even graze a single hair on Phong Diep. Its brute strength is impressive, but its speed is painfully lacking, he casually critiqued. Seeing his relaxed posture, Fujiap sighed in total relief. She could clearly see it now. Her main damage dealer possessed a frighteningly rich combat experience. Soloing that hulking boss would absolutely be a walk in the park for him. Meanwhile, back with Moc Bach, he and his undead minions had just slaughtered a level 8 silver goblin chieftain, scoring 14,400 XP 400 experience points. Having upgraded his summoning skill, his skeleton legion was rampaging through the foggy forest. By now, Moc Bach had already soared to level 6. Just gathering the mountain of shining loot dropped by the boss was enough to make his hands cramp up. Among the shining drops, Moc Bach spotted a skill book called Strengthened Bone Shield, but with his life share ability already active, this item was utterly useless to him. Beside it lay a shimmering level 5 gold tier equipment. The legendary Mist Cloak. It boosted physical defense by 28 points, magic defense by 20, and granted a sweet 10 points to both vitality and spirit stats. Once equipped, it drastically lowered the user's presence, significantly, reducing the monster aggro generated during intense combat. The stats on this Mist Cloak are decent, but man, it is incredibly ugly. Moc Bach ruthlessly criticized the fashion. He also scooped up a matching chieftain badge. It granted 200 health points, 400 mana, and boosted magical critical hit rate by 5%. Plus, landing a magical crit triggered a 10-second spirit buff of 20 points. Now this is actually useful, Moc Bach muttered, instantly pinning it to his chest. But right at that exact moment, a chilling sensation crept down his spine. His loyal skeleton minions were suddenly bleeding out massive chunks of health. The entire forest plunged into an oppressive darkness. Then Moc Bach heard a terrifyingly ethereal voice echoing out. Reverberating through the thick mist, a filthy pile of bones dares to trespass into my royal domain. Instantly, a glowing system prompt flashed before Moc Bach. His massive undead army had triggered the Goblin King, forcing it to relive long-buried traumatic memories. Hidden storyline activated. The Goblin King has descended into absolute madness. All of its stats have skyrocketed by 50%. The exit to the Misty Forest has been completely sealed. Only slaying the Goblin King will allow escape. The hidden storyline officially begins in 2 minutes. Moc Bach stood there utterly dumbfounded. How did simply summoning a few skeletons accidentally trigger a massive hidden questline? But embracing the true gamer spirit of bringing the heat. He really wanted to see just how terrifying this legendary Goblin King actually was. With a reckless grin, Moc Bach casually summoned another batch of skeletal warriors. And mere moments later, the legendary Goblin King RG violently crashed onto the scene. As a level 8 gold tier boss raging in madness. A 50% stat boost made its combat power absolutely catastrophic. With an agonizing 327,000 health and 843 attack power, it was a walking nightmare. RG wielded devastating active skills like Lightning Strike, Trample Heroic, Leap Summon Goblin, Warrior, and Berserk. Staring at this monstrous behemoth, Moc Bach actually felt a cold bead of sweat drop. A gold tier boss in a complete frenzy, and the system demanding he slay it within 2 minutes. That was just ridiculously unfair. Over 300,000 health. But hey, his undead legion was not small either. At this point, Zerg rushing with superior numbers was his only valid strategy. Without a single second of hesitation, Moc Bach issued the command. His skeleton army aggressively swarmed the giant boss. Bombarded by their relentless attacks, RG completely lost its mind. You filthy piles of bones, you dare challenge a king. Just the stench makes me gag, the monster snarled, hoisting its massive weapon high into the air. With one devastating downward slash, it instantly obliterated several of Moc Bach's skeleton minions. Witnessing this sheer brutality firsthand, our protagonist could only marvel at the fact that the Goblin King's damage output was absolutely terrifying. If that were an ordinary level 6 player, a single strike like that would have sent them straight to the graveyard. Too bad this boss just kicked the ultimate hornet's nest. Moc Bach immediately unleashed his own devastating attack skill straight at his helpless prey. The monstrous boss was entirely focused on crushing the little skeletons, so this glorious sneak attack from our hero completely shattered its vicious concentration. Seizing this golden opening, the skeleton archers instantly activated their double shot skill, stacking up some seriously lethal damage against the confused boss. Howling in pain, Reg erupted into pure fury, but his health bar was already melting away rapidly. Moc Bach ruthlessly ordered his undead legion to focus all of their chaotic firepower onto the raging boss. Our boy was absolutely determined to blast this boss into pixels. However, a massive complication suddenly arose. Moc Bach quickly realized he wasn't the only one bringing a summoner's army to this epic battlefield today. The Goblin King actually possessed that exact same power. He roared wildly, instantly, summoning a massive horde of berserk goblin warriors. Each monstrous minion boasted an insane 13,500 health points alongside a terrifying 279 attack power. Seeing this impossible army materialize, Moc Bach could only gulp nervously. Holy crap, you play the cheap minion summoning game too. And they are all completely in a berserk state. Well, this just got incredibly troublesome for me. Reg's explosive rage had finally hit its absolute peak. You damned necromancer, I already led my people into hiding safely within this misty forest. He roared furiously. Why won't you let us be? Finally losing his mind, he charged forward. My brave warriors smash him to pieces. Reg delivered a monstrous strike that literally shattered the earth. Moc Bach agilely dodged backward. That freaking hurts, but thankfully I survived. I still have my health resonance active. He then prepared his next epic summoning skill. Moc Bach ordered his Death Knights to strike fast, clear out this weak trash mob first. Hearing their master's command, the undead vanguard charged forward simultaneously. Immediately after, Moc Bach unleashed a devastating rain of arrows. The goblin horde took massive arrow damage, shrieking in pure agony. The king gritted his teeth. No, this king absolutely refuses to lose. Then he howled to the heavens once more. This king will never become a slave to you vile humans ever again. The system immediately flashed a warning. Goblin King has entered a berserk state. Attack power increased by 150%. Attack speed increased by 50%, but defense reduced by 50%. Moc Bach smirked with absolute disdain. Shut up, you absolute noob. Stop yapping. The system chimed once again. Beginner Village 9-527 Global Announcement. Congratulations to player Phong Diep Tutu for becoming the very first to solo a bronze tier boss. We hope all players follow this glorious example to receive abundant rewards. Moc Bach casually glanced up at the notification. That epic First Blood achievement just got stolen by someone else. Whatever he finally decided, I cannot lose the much bigger prize over some petty jealousy anyway. Moc Bach ruthlessly unleashed a monstrous combo, dealing catastrophic damage to the boss. Under relentless assault, the king's health plummeted until he crashed violently onto his back. He stared in sheer horror as blood violently sprayed from his wounds. Checking the battle log, even Moc Bach felt completely amazed by the crazy outcome. Who would have ever thought that soloing a legendary gold tier boss would drop more than 2 soul destiny stones? He quickly scanned the chaotic battlefield. No item drops at all, Moc Bach wondered aloud with intense confusion. Could this actually be tied to a hidden storyline? Meanwhile, Hoendo was secretly celebrating in his guild. This is literally a legendary treasure that increases lifespan. Our guildmaster is absolutely godlike. His 2 loyal subordinates eagerly competed to flatter him. Guildmaster is the absolute #1 expert of Beginner Village. 9527. You said it, that Bach Da. He is just incredibly lucky. Then the system announced, Beginner Village 9527 proudly congratulates Phong Diep Tutu for being the first to solo a bronze boss. The loyal subordinate instantly scoffed with bitter jealousy. That Phong Diep guy just got insanely lucky. Now we are going to hunt down a gold boss. Do they really think they are invincible and can destroy absolutely anything? The system relentlessly announced again. Congratulations to Bach Da for becoming the very first player to ever solo a legendary gold tier boss. Special announcement, we urge all players to learn from this and earn abundant rewards. Hearing this, Ho Han Du felt completely sick to his stomach. Bach Da, what kind of broken talent did you actually awaken? Could it be a triple S class? Even Phong Diep was dying of curiosity. Bach Da strikes again. This guy possesses truly terrifying power. Fu Giap, however, remained cheerfully optimistic. No worries, the Myriad Worlds game has only just begun. We have plenty of time to catch up to his level. Besides, you still have me here. Phong Diep felt a thrilling surge of excitement. Let us go. It is finally time to check out the first dungeon. The system flashed defeat Goblin King Reggie within 2 minutes, and you will activate the Hidden Nightmare storyline. System warning, the Misty Forest dungeon difficulty has escalated to disaster class. Moc Bach was still fighting with everything he had. A summoning tier higher than Hell class is actually disaster class. The goblin's ugly face suddenly started emitting strange dark smoke, leaving Moc Bach totally bewildered. What is happening? What the heck is this? The monsters began jumping around bizarrely as their bodies violently burst into raging flames, making him gasp. What an absolute tragedy. Were those little skeletons actually goblins? Before he stared blankly at Reggie, who was currently smoking like a broken chimney. Its massive body radiated a blinding light before crashing heavily into the dirt. In a flash, Reggie agonizingly transformed into the legendary Skeleton King. This was the ultimate crowning achievement and greatest masterpiece created by the legendary necromancers of ancient times. He should not be here. Reg's terrifying fate of becoming an undead monster was completely sealed. Now he commands the entire goblin horde. Fight for your master, my brave warriors. Reg forcefully swung his colossal blade. Moc Bach froze in absolute horror. Is this some kind of sick joke? How can a terrifying boss like this appear in the beginner village? Blazing lightning erupted from Reg's decaying body. Then he spawned several horrifying shadow clones. Reading the system, warning, Moc Bach turned ghost white. The sheer combat power of these 6 clones. It easily equals 20 of my best skeletal summons. Let all enemies be twisted into the undead. Join our ranks. Moc Bach's face dripped with cold sweat. Is this an actual nightmare? There is even more. His attack stats are insanely overpowered. How can anyone possibly survive this? Suddenly, a bloody system alert flashed. Hidden quest triggered. Reg's nightmare has officially begun. Beginner village protection barrier is completely deactivated. Death penalty activated. Minus 10% of maximum lifespan. Minimum 10 years lost. Moc Bach stood there, totally paralyzed by fear. You have got to be kidding me. Even absorbing every single soul stone would not cover 1 death penalty. Is my epic dimensional journey truly ending right here and now? How much catastrophic damage did that massive strike just deal? Moc Bach desperately blocked the incoming blow. Thunderous strikes clashed. Then he roared his command. Attack them all. Focus all your firepower on this undead scum. Moc Bach frantically analyzed his dire combat situation. My current mana pool only allows summoning 20 elite skeleton warriors. That is definitely not enough. His physical defense is ridiculously thick. His mind raced for a solution. Unless my summoning skill ranks up right now. Time to risk absolutely everything. First, I must swallow these magical stones. Let us see how much lifespan the Calamity upgrade will cost. Moc Bach quickly pulled out his precious mana crystals. Ding system alert sounded. Successfully absorbed exactly 15 powerful intermediate soul stones. Warning, lifespan is insufficient by 6 years. Calamity evolution initiated. Soldier summoning options unlocked for review. Reaching rank C unlocking triggers 3 legendary evolution paths for you. You can choose Skeleton Warrior, the Deadly Skeleton Assassin, or the Powerful Skeleton Mage. The ultimate fate truly awaits. Please carefully select your desired evolution path. Moc Bach sighed heavily at the glowing system screen. Are you serious? More branching paths? I choose Warrior. It is the safest bet with the largest health pool. The insane system stats left him completely dumbfounded. Such unbelievable buffs on a mere rank C skill. Is this some kind of glitch? Explosive power surged fiercely through Moc Bach's veins. Skeleton warriors, heed my call. Let us see who commands the bigger army. Charge forward and utterly crush this fake king. The skeletal knights charged violently, tearing into Reg's defenses. Hold the line, brothers. Massive red damage numbers exploded wildly above the boss's head. Moc Bach screamed in absolute thrill. 2 down, bring out 2 more. Overwhelm them. Reg roared in pure fury. I am the true undead king. Red alert. Boss Reg has officially entered berserk mode. His attack power increased by 50%. Attack speed increased by 50%. However, his dual defense stats dropped by 50%. Yet Moc Bach just smirked fearlessly, dropping both your defensive stats. You are just digging your own grave faster, you absolute idiot. Double shot, rally up, brothers. This is the final strike. He commanded his skeletal army to launch an all-out assault. Reg shrieked in agonizing despair. This king refuses to accept defeat. Ding system confirms boss elimination with massive bonus points. Moc Bach blinked in absolute shock. 270,000 experience points. Holy crap, I am jumping straight to level 9. System global announcement. Congratulations on your epic victory. You are the first player in Beginner Village 9527 to solo a terrifying dark gold boss. Reward 40 basic soul stones and 60 shiny gold coins. Moc Bach gasped in disbelief. 40 whole stones. The system pinged once again, preparing the massive server-wide village broadcast. Congratulations on securing the first clear Foggy Forest dungeon in Beginner Village 9527 has been conquered. Random reward, 5 Tier 1 attribute gems and 5 gold coins. Moc Bach was completely stunned by the loot. Clearing this insane calamity difficulty, it literally cost me over 13 years of my actual lifespan. System global announcement. The amazing first clear has been achieved for the Foggy Forest Hell difficulty. Beginner Village 9527 huge reward, 20 basic soul stones and 20 shiny gold coins. Warning, Global Beginner Village broadcast incoming right now. Wait a minute. Moc Bach suddenly frowned deeply in confusion. Why did it say Hell difficulty? I explicitly cleared the Calamity tier meanwhile outside the Foggy Forest entrance. The real drama was just starting. Hoan Do shouted loudly. Our elite guild is currently recruiting for the next dungeon run. Anyone else want in? The gathered crowd buzzed with excitement. Boss, please let me join you. Excellent, welcome aboard to the team. Bystanders gasped loudly in pure awe. Looking closely, these elite guild members were rocking full sets of incredibly premium gear. Oh, it is the Wealthy World Guild. No wonder they look so loaded. Whispers of pure envy rippled through the gathered crowd. The Wealthy World Guild. A full set of level 5 gear like that, it must have cost an absolute fortune to forge. These guys are filthy rich, Hoan Do smirked. I have heard much about you, Fong Dia bowed slightly. You flatter me. How could I compare to Guildmaster Hoan Do's glorious reputation? Hoan Do's eyes gleamed with ambition. Since we are all here, how about we make a wager? Fujiap crossed his arms, totally unfazed. Interesting. What exactly does Guildmaster Hoan Do want to bet? Hoan Do declared his terms. Let us bet on who can snatch the first clear of the Foggy Forest. Do you accept my challenge? Fujiap grinned confidently. Deal, but what are the stakes? Hoan Do laughed like a true villain. My supreme talent combined with your endless wealth. A match made in heaven. If I secure the first clear, your entire squad will submit and join my hegemony guild. Fujiap smirked, and if we clear it first, Hoan Do declared proudly, then the hegemony guild owes you one massive all-out favor. But Fujiap was greedy. 3 favors. Hoan Do instantly snapped up the deal. Deal after you. Suddenly the system blared. Novice Village, 9527 alert. Congratulations to Bach Da for securing the very first clear of the Fog Forest dungeon. Special announcement. All players please follow his glorious example to earn massive rewards. Fu Jiap and Hoando froze in utter disbelief. What Hoando ground his teeth. That bastard Bach Da again. That bet just made me look like a total clown. He furiously changed the rules. If the normal mode first clear is gone, we take the hard mode. Yet the system bells just kept violently ringing. Novice Village. 9527 alert. Huge congratulations to Bach Da for snatching the first clear of Fog Forest on Hell difficulty. Players strive hard for epic rewards. Village 9527 alert, praise Bach Da. The first madman to solo a dark gold tier boss. Special announcement. Work hard like him and swim in glorious endless loot. Blue Star region alert. The Divine Dragon Empire praises Bach Da, the absolute first player here to solo a Calamity tier dungeon. We repeat, please try mimicking this absolute monster to earn your own bountiful treasures. Hoando was completely paralyzed. How is that even possible? His face darkened. We are leaving. A girl behind him blinked. Boss, aren't we going in? Fujiop kept her cool. No rush. Someone stole the first clear anyway. We wait. Meanwhile, over at the Divine Dragon Empire's Novice Village, 8888. Hell difficulty, Fog Forest. Brutal sword strikes flashed endlessly. Tamshich panted heavily. This Bach Da guy again. What kind of broken talent did he awaken? I have been hacking at this Goblin King forever and it just refuses to die. Scene shifts back to the Divine Dragon Empire. Village 9526. Triuhuk was deep in thought. This Bach Da sounds incredibly familiar. Nu Yen ring any bells, he prodded maliciously. Didn't you have a pathetic stalker before? Nu Yen scoffed. Trying to throw me away again. Triuhuk sneered. Aren't you bitter? Back then, sticking with Moc Bach. Didn't you enjoy years of glorious luxury? If it weren't for this damn universal game, I would be standing at the very peak of humanity. Hearing this, Nu Yen sighed dramatically. Bach Da reminds me of someone. Suddenly, lightning struck her memory. That guy always used this exact username in games. Triuhuk gasped. Nu Yen trembled. Moc Bach. Triuhuk firmly denied it. Impossible. That loser is dead. I literally pulled his life support plug myself. Besides, plenty of edgy nerds use the name Bach Da. It has to be a total coincidence. A wicked plot formed in his head. But if it is that brat, how convenient. He was absolutely obsessed with you. Just seduce him all over again. Problem solved, right? Nu Yen giggled flirtatiously. You are so evil. She smirked with absolute confidence. With my fatal charm, no man can resist. Meanwhile, congratulatory golden panels flooded the sky. Seeing the crazy loot, Moc Bach grinned. Calamity tier truly delivers the good stuff. Even if I bleed down to my last drop, I can infinitely summon my bloody armory now. He slammed the inventory button. Suddenly, roaring spiritual energy violently swirled around him. Souls slammed directly into Moc Bach's chest. This was a divine art, extracting and hoarding pure death aura from corpses. Max. 5 targets per cast. 30 seconds cooldown, 0 mana cost. Massive 50-meter casting range. Maximum death aura value capped at 80 multiplying by 10 per level. Next was the feedback skill. He thrust his hand forward, blasting pure energy toward a target. This broken skill instantly restores health or mana. Plus, it can utterly turbocharge any summoned creature. 30 seconds cooldown burning, 1 to 80 death aura points. 1 point equals 10 health or a whopping 100 mana. 1 death aura point boosts a target's core stats by 0.5%, lasting a full 60 seconds. After testing it out, Moc Bach cheered. Mana problems are officially history. Suddenly, blinding light shot into his forehead. Level up. Time to shamelessly exploit these free upgrades. At that exact moment, the system panel popped up. Do you wish to consume 0 resources to upgrade the Life Absorption Feedback Skillbook? Moc Bach instantly confirmed. System prompt. You have acquired the Life Absorption Feedback Tome. Congratulations, you just learned a brand new divine skill, Death Absorption Feedback. He glared at the monstrous corpse, muttering, You will make a perfect test dummy. Without hesitation, Moc Bach thrust his hand, violently draining its death aura. System alert. You flawlessly absorbed 320 death aura points from the fallen Dark Gold tier boss, Ancient King Rexy. Warning. Your death aura storage has hit maximum capacity. Please consume points to continue this glorious absorption. Seeing this, he tilted his head. Already full. I guess since this guy was an undead beast, his death aura was unbelievably concentrated. Suddenly, an epic cloak dropped Mage Cloak. Whispers of the Dead. Upper body equipment, high-tier cloth armor. Stats scale from level 10 to 60, upgrading every 5 levels. Capping at 60. An unappraised epic tier drop. Moc Bach grinned wickedly. The very first epic gear in the blue star zone? Bummer, it needs appraisal. And that appraisal fee definitely gonna cost a kidney. Into the inventory it goes. Wait. A brilliant, greedy idea sparked in his mind. Moc Bach squatted down, rubbing his hands together. Time to check the rest of the loot. I'll bundle the trash and scam Fuji up the Nha. I killed you twice, boss. You better drop something juicy. Jackpot time, baby. Notifications spammed his vision like crazy. 10 gold, 38 silver acquired, 10 rank, 1 attribute gems, 3 rank 1 crit gems, 5 pieces of gold tier gear. Dark gold tier item undead necklace secured. Dark gold shadow boots acquired, dark gold bone. Sword secured, dark gold heavy bone armor looted. Rank C skill book, skeleton warrior summon. Rank C skill book, skeleton archer summon. And a rank C skeleton mage summon. Rank B skill book, aura of the dead. Rank B skill book, thunderous strike. 10 dark gold tier deathbone materials. Hell yeah, what a haul. I literally squeezed every boss skill dry. System alert, 10 dark gold tier remnant souls acquired. Quest item, Henz's crystal ball obtained. A new system prompt flashed. Warning, you possess 3 summoning skill books. Skeleton warrior, armored skeleton archer, and skeleton mage. Do you wish to fuse them? Evolving into advanced summoning. Watching the glowing books merge, Moc Bach gasped. Holy crap, skill fusion is a thing. Boom, spiritual energy erupted violently in midair. The system chimed in. Fuse them and upgrade instantly. Ding. New skill learned, advanced summoning. Advanced skeleton summon level 1 active skill. Summon a warrior, archer, and mage to fight for you. 3-second cast time, 30-second cooldown. Costs 300 mana. Calamity. Trait 1. Warrior health increased by 500%. Attack up 100%. Trait 2 locked. Trait 3 locked. Advanced stats scale with the player's spirit attribute. Rubbing his chin, he smirked. So this overpowered skill just overwrote the trash ones. Those locked traits belong to the archer and mage. Looks like I need to upgrade this baby again. Suddenly, upgrade options flooded his screen. Target advanced skeleton summon. Please choose an evolution path. Tier 1, 2, or 3. Upgrade to rank B, 0 cost. Ascend to rank. A elite summon costs 10,000 gold. Mutate to ranks Legion summon costs 1,000 years of lifespan. Hell no. Moc Bach smashed the standard upgrade button instantly. The golden prompt flashed. Rank C skill, successfully upgraded to rank B. Rank B, level 1. Summon 3 warriors, archer and mage to crush your enemies. 3-second cast, 30-second cooldown, mana cost 1,000. Moc Bach's jaw dropped. 1,000 mana, that is absolute robbery. Suddenly, a mysterious blue orb materialized. What the heck is this? Ding, accept Henz's legacy quest. Warning, epic tier quest. Detected extreme difficulty. Proceed with absolute caution. Accept Henz's crystal ball to partially unseal its power. It will temporarily become your gear. Decline and the crystal will tear through space to find another fated host. Moc Bach reached out toward the glowing sphere. He muttered in confusion. Is this the hidden storyline reward? Can a quest item even be upgraded? He smashed the upgrade button without a second thought. Ding. Warning. Accept the premature death of Dylan quest. Alert, legendary tier quest detected. Difficulty is beyond human imagination. Think very carefully. Accept Dylan's crystal ball to partially break its seal. It equips temporarily. Decline and it vanishes into the void to seek a new master. I accept. The moment he shouted, the very earth quaked. A majestic phantom of an azure dragon exploded into view. A deafening dragon roar echoed. System alert. Legendary quest. Premature death of Dylan accepted. Player level critically low. Reach level 30 within 1 month. This is required to unlock the first quest phase. Warning, failure means losing Dylan's crystal ball forever. The item's true name remains hidden until fully unsealed. Offhand orb level requirement, 0 out of 200. Legendary tier item, durability 1000 out of 1000. Level 5, base stats. Magic power plus 50. All attributes plus 20, health plus 1000. Mana plus 2000. Absolute jackpot. Effect 1. Magic crit rate up 20%. Crit damage up 50%. Effect 2. Still sealed. Effect 3. Also sealed. These hidden skills only unlock after clearing the first quest phase. Seeing this, Moc Bach smirked. That crit boost is absolutely insane. Touching the glowing orb, his face lit up. This loot completely exceeds my wildest dreams. Turning around, he muttered. Time to meet Fujiap. Meanwhile, Hoa Duong asked boss, when are we raiding that dungeon? The rival guild entered ages ago, she replied coldly. Patience. Let's wait. Suddenly, Moc Bach warped out. Fujiap beamed with joy. Brother Bach Da, you finally made it out. Seeing her eagerness, he smirked inwardly. Are they just waiting to hand me cash? He then asked. Still waiting for me, she whispered back. Got the goods. Should we trade somewhere more private? Moc Bach sighed casually. No need for that. Right here is fine. He flicked his wrist, summoning blazing afterimages. Everyone gasped in sheer shock. Fujiap exclaimed. Bach Da, your sheer power. It's absolutely terrifying. She thought, he must have a triple S-rank talent. He humbly smiled. Your talent is the truly impressive one here. Moc Bach warned, I brought a lot. Can you swallow it all? Fujiap grinned proudly. Don't you worry. We can handle anything. Instantly, a massive mountain of epic loot cascaded down, leaving everyone completely dumbfounded. Hoa Duong stammered. So much loot. And rank B skill books, I've never even heard of these. Ave gasped. Look at all this top-tier gear, Fujiap declared. Name your price, Bach Da. I'll buy everything. Dark iron gear 5 silver. Bronze gear 20. Rank D skills 20 gold. Fujiap immediately tossed him a heavy pouch. Easy money, Bach Da, count the gold yourself. Moc Bach eagerly snatched the jingling bag. Fujiap probed further. Surely you kept the truly legendary items hidden, he chuckled. Of course I have the good stuff. Instantly, he summoned the ultra-rare items. But do you have enough cash for this? Feng Diep's jaw completely dropped. Gold-tier equipment. Ave screamed in absolute disbelief. How do you have such godly gear? Hoa Duong gawked. A rank C skill book. Moc Bach waved his hand playfully. Guess you're too broke for this. She sighed. Honestly, I am short right now, he smirked. Whatever. Take it all now. Just pay the remaining balance by tomorrow. He schemed inwardly. With the system's binding trade contract, there's absolutely zero chance she can scam me. She boldly declared, Bach Da. Since you are so upfront, I won't hold back. Give me the grand total right now. Moc Bach named his price. The gear is cheap, but this rank C resurrection skill book 500 gold, no level requirement. It is an active skill, revives any fallen player out of combat, and slashes death penalties by half. Lifespan loss excluded, range is 50 meters, cast time takes only 5 seconds. Cooldown is just 60 seconds, costs 300 mana, exclusive for the priest class. Hoa Duong gasped, a literal priest resurrection skill. They quickly locked hands, sealing the epic deal. Deal, she agreed. I will take it all, Bach Da. I'll wire the remaining gold tomorrow. Cool, he smiled confidently. No problem at all. Watching them leave, he muttered, her god of wealth talent lets her shake the money tree daily. Dropping up to 999 gold, he calculated slyly, promising 500 gold tomorrow. The other 2 wealth effects must be giving her that insane financial confidence. Suddenly he yelled out, Hey boss Fujiap, didn't your first bronze boss kill drop 2 destiny soul stones? Want to make another epic trade? I guarantee your guild gets the first clear for the nightmare tier Misty Forest. You will even have enough raw power to crush hell mode. His eyes suddenly turned razor sharp. The catch, I want all the Misty Forest first clear soul stones, plus the ones you currently hold. She glanced at Feng Diep and screamed, Deal. Later, Moc Bach lounged lazily on the grass, watching the brutal slaughter unfold. The system blared. Level 10 Wild Bull eliminated. 50% level gap bonus experience gained. Experience up 30 points. Level 10. Elite Prairie Wolf obliterated. 50% level gap bonus granted. Experience up 150 points. Level 10. Enhanced Elite Direwolf crushed. 50%. Bonus secured. Experience gained 450 points. Eyes closed, he bragged proudly. So what if I only have 1 hit point? Life is sweet, and leveling is a breeze. Then the glorious notification chimed. Player Bach Da reached level 9. Intellect increased, skill point +1. 15 glorious free attribute points acquired. Mubai stretched out, allocating his stat points. Where did that appraiser run off to? He muttered. Standing up, he trudged forward. I traveled all this way just to get my gear checked. But there's not a single soul in sight. Seriously, why is a perfectly good appraiser suddenly playing artist ditching his shop for the plains to find inspiration? Ding system alert. Your warrior has fallen in battle. Warning. Calamity trait activated. Your warrior is fully resurrected in the summon space. Cooldown locked. No further revivals for the next 60 minutes. Mubai gasped. What the heck? One-shotted again. Scanning the horizon, he panicked. My skeleton warrior had nearly 150,000 HP insta-killed. Is the enemy that overpowered? Could it be the appraiser? If I knew this NPC was a monster, I would have saved my lifespan. Suddenly, a looming shadow appeared behind him. Not bad, kid. You actually summoned quite a pile of trash bones. It was Huaijian sweating Mubai, thought. The real appraiser, his speed is terrifyingly fast. Huaijian scowled. I was finally in a good mood to find inspiration. but your garbage skeletons ruined everything. Spit it out. How will you compensate me? Mubai flinched. Can I just pay you in gold? Snatching the gold pouch instantly, the old man scoffed. Do I look like I'm desperate for cash? Well, Mubai stuttered. Before he could finish, Huaijian tossed him a scroll. I'm a reasonable man. I'll take your 100 gold coins. Consider this masterpiece a gift. Not just anyone gets my art. You should be jumping for joy. Ding system notification. You have obtained Huaijian's painting. Unrolling it, Mubai cringed at the messy scribbles. A 3-year-old could draw better than this. Instantly, Huaijian's face darkened, radiating pure murderous intent. Panicking, Mubai waved his hands wildly. Senior, you misunderstood. I just need to purify my hands first. Only then can I truly appreciate your profound artistic enlightenment. The killing intent vanished. Patting Mubai's shoulder, Huaijian laughed. You've got a good eye, kid. I'm feeling generous today. Got any gear that needs checking? I'll appraise them entirely for free. Forcing a smile, Mubai replied, Really? Then thank you, senior. Moments later, brilliant pillars of light erupted in midair. Staring at the high-tier loot, Huaijian clicked his tongue in praise. Kid, you've got solid strength and devilish luck. Inwardly, he was weeping. 4 items for a measly 100 gold, I'm getting scammed. Holding back tears, Huaijian began chanting his appraisal spells. Shadow boots unlocked, level 10 plate armor, dark gold tier, durability, 200/200. Requirements, 80 strength, 50 constitution. Physical defense plus 75, magic defense plus 50, health jumps by 800 energy, plus 20 constitution, plus 20 agility, plus 10. And a sweet 10% boost to movement speed. Bonus skill Shadow Walk. Blend perfectly into the darkness while gaining a massive 60% movement speed buff. Incoming damage drops by 10% for 30 seconds. Cooldown, 10 minutes. Equipping automatically grants the Ghost Step ability. Next up, Heavy Bone Armor level 10 plate gear, upgradable 3 out of 3. Dark Gold tier, durability, 200/200. Requirements, 100 strength, 80 constitution. Physical defense rockets up by 180, magic defense plus 120, health points plus 1,200, strength plus 15, constitution plus 25. Flat physical damage reduced by 100 points, with a melee damage reflection of 100, bonus skill, Bone Carapace. Summon an entire skeleton to armor your body. Damage reduction and reflection effects skyrocket by 300% for 30 seconds. Cooldown, 10 minutes. Part 1 of 2 bone set effect adds 10% to your total attack power. Physical defense plus 10% currently inactive. The exposed bone spikes make enemies hesitate to strike. Moving to the Bone Greatsword level 10 two-handed weapon. Upgrades available, 3 out of 3. Dark Gold tier, durability, 200/200. Requirement. A whopping 120 strength, base attack plus 288, strength plus 50. Every single strike triggers a 30% splash damage effect. Bonus skill heavy strike attacks have a fixed chance to trigger triple critical damage. Bone Set Part 2, Pure Violence is the ultimate aesthetic. Finally, the Dead Man's Necklace level 10. Accessory Dark Gold, tier durability, 200/200. Requires 100 spirit points. Magic intensity, plus 80 health, plus 500 mana reserves. Jump by 1,000. Spirit plus 30. Constitution and agility, both up by 10. Attacks carry a nasty curse effect, shredding 100 points off the target's dual defenses. Even summons can trigger this bonus skill, the Deceased. Fear-based debuffs targeting you are instantly slashed by 50%. After all, the dead know no fear. Finishing up, Huaijian turned his back to leave. On any normal day, just appraising one of those would cost 100 gold. You made a massive profit today. Whatever. Next time, keep your garbage skeletons away from me. Don't ruin my artistic inspiration again. Mubai stared at his god-tier loot in ecstasy, then hurriedly yelled out. Senior, wait up. Huaijian stopped, visibly annoyed. You brat. Don't tell me you have even more dark gold gear, he snapped. Inwardly, he was cursing his own stupidity for offering a free ride. Huge loss, but Mubai pulled out a mysterious cloak. Seeing it, the old man froze. You seriously possess an epic tier artifact, Moc Bach simply smirked. Just a little stroke of luck. Moc Bach quickly did the math. If dark gold appraisal fees were already highway robbery, an epic artifact would bleed him dry. He absolutely had to milk this free opportunity. Snapping back to reality, the old man turned away. I promised it was free, so I will not charge a single copper. However, my appraisal skill is far too low. I cannot analyze something this godly. Hearing this, Moc Bach's face immediately fell in pure despair. Wait, you cannot appraise it. Huaijian scoffed in sheer annoyance. I am just a part-time appraiser in the beginner village. Obviously, I cannot decipher an epic tier artifact. Is that not basic common sense? Moc Bach silently nodded in agreement. Honestly, the eccentric old-timer made a perfectly logical point. Suddenly, the old man's eyes gleamed. "Kid, how about I teach you the appraisal art?" Moc Bach beamed with sheer excitement. "Are you serious right now?" He internally celebrated his massive jackpot. Such a ridiculous stroke of fortune actually existed. This meant 0 appraisal fees for the rest of his life. But Hoai Jian shamelessly dropped the catch. "You must pay the tuition fee." "How much?" The old man raised 5 fingers. Catching his drift, Moc Bach gasped out loud. 500. Hoai Jian revealed a pigeon-stamped coin known to the world as an ancient gold coin. Exactly right, but it must be paid using this specific ancient currency. Staring intently at the golden coin, Moc Bach's mind raced. Wait a second, did my upgraded copper coins become ancient currency? I think they are sitting in my inventory right now. My upgraded gold coins must be these exact ancient gold coins. Unaware, Hoai Jian smugly turned his back. "Come find me, once you actually scrape enough together." A system notification suddenly chimed. "Hoai Jian has added you as a friend. You have triggered a hidden quest. Collect the ancient gold coins. Quest objective initialized. Successfully gather exactly 500 ancient gold coins for the appraiser Hoai Jian. Quest. Reward. Acquire the secondary profession skill beginner appraisal art Moc Bach." Instantly shouted, "Please hold your horses." Halting his steps, the old man grumbled. "What do you want now?" Without hesitation, he dramatically pulled out a heavy pouch overflowing with gold. "Senior, take a good look at this." Hoai Jian's jaw practically hit the floor in sheer disbelief. He darted his gaze between the glittering pouch and Moc Bach. "How do you possess so many ancient gold coins?" Instead of answering, the young hero flashed a ridiculously smug grin. "Can you teach me the appraisal art now?" Roaring with booming laughter, Hoai Jian happily tossed a glowing skill book over. "Splendid work, kid. You truly gave this old man a monumental surprise. Take it." The system joyfully chimed again. "Congratulations, you have successfully cleared the hidden quest. Ancient gold coins collected. Reward granted beginner appraisal. Art skill book acquired." Right after that, the eccentric old man explosively leaped straight into the sky. His booming voice echoed loudly from above. "Kid, contact me again once you gather 10,000 ancient gold coins. I will gift you an even more mind-blowing surprise then." The system interface frantically flashed again. New hidden quest accepted. Collect ancient gold coins part 2. Quest objective. Secure exactly 10,000 ancient gold coins. Target recipient Hoai Jian quest reward remains completely unknown. Moc Bach flashed a deeply satisfied smirk and muttered to himself. "That eccentric old-timer is actually quite fascinating. He even promised me another legendary surprise." He stared intensely at the skill book sinking into his system interface. Ready to upgrade, he smirked. "A mere beginner appraisal art is nowhere near enough to satisfy my ultimate ambition." Instantly, a blinding beam of magical light pierced directly into the center of Moc Bach's forehead. A massive cascade of system notifications flooded his vision. "Congratulations, you have miraculously unlocked the intermediate appraisal art. Learning this intermediate skill will officially grant you the intermediate appraiser secondary profession. Absolute congratulations. You have successfully transitioned into the hidden secondary profession, intermediate appraiser. You have completely mastered a brand new skill, the intermediate appraisal art player profile recognized as Bach Da. Secondary profession successfully updated to intermediate appraiser. Current active skill loaded. The highly coveted intermediate appraisal art is now fully operational. Proficiency currently stands at 0 out of 10,000. As your absolute skill mastery naturally increases, the overall success rate for item appraisal will drastically improve. Current base stats. Success rate for analyzing dark gold tier items is 60%. However, the success rate for analyzing epic tier artifacts is only a miserable 10%. Casting time requires exactly 5 seconds. Skill cooldown lasts for 60 seconds. Mana consumption demands 1,000 points per use. This secondary profession skill consumes 0 active player slots. Gripping the mysterious cloak tightly, he confidently wondered, "Surely I can appraise this bad boy now, right?" But shattering his dreams, the brutal system text flashed in deep red. Appraisal failed. Moc Bach let out a deeply frustrated sigh. "Failed already. Is my luck seriously this garbage?" With a 10% chance. Refusing to accept defeat, Moc Bach frantically spammed the system's appraisal button, but the merciless notifications spammed back. Appraisal failed. Boiling with rage, he yelled, "I refuse to believe my rotten luck will last forever." But eventually, a totally defeated Moc Bach slumped onto the grassy plains, groaning out loud. Absolutely brutal. Suddenly, a golden system alert violently interrupted his pity party. A hidden treasure chest has been successfully detected in the desolate wilderness. Shifting his sharp gaze toward the looming mountains, he muttered, "Today is just an endless parade of epic surprises. If high-level monsters are guarding that chest, I am about to strike absolute gold. Time to investigate. As Moc Bach stealthily approached the designated coordinates, he spotted the shimmering chest, heavily guarded by a vicious pack of bloodthirsty wolves. Locking eyes on the magnificent loot, a wicked grin spread across his face. Without hesitation, Moc Bach summoned his terrifying demonic minions, barking a loud command. "Where are my loyal subordinates? Get to work." The demonic squad instantly charged headfirst into the raging wolf pack, draining a massive chunk of their enemy's stamina in seconds. As the lower-level wolves pathetically collapsed to the ground, the massive alpha wolf suddenly unleashed an earth-shattering howl. In a flash, countless demonic wolves poured out from the shadows. Witnessing this nightmare, Moc Bach gasped. "What in the world is happening? You want to gang up on me?" Refusing to back down, he fiercely challenged them. "Then let us see whose army is truly bigger." The very second Moc Bach's words dropped, the invading wolves were violently blasted away in unison. Beaten to an absolute pulp, the vicious beasts could only whimper in agonizing pain. The mighty alpha wolf helplessly crashed back down to the blood-stained earth. Seeing this, Moc Bach gloated with a triumphant smirk. "You fell before you could even summon your entire crew." System alert. Level 10. Elite Prairie Wolf eliminated. 50% level gap bonus applied. 450 experience points gained. Level 10. Silver Boss Prairie Wolf King defeated. Another massive 50% gap bonus secured. 36,000 experience points earned. 1 gold and 38 silver coins acquired. The system alerts kept spamming like crazy. Tier 1 Agility Gem dropped. Basic Skill Book secured. Congratulations player Bach Da for hitting the level 10 milestone. All core stats increased by 1 skill point and 15 free attributes granted. Ding, you are the first player in the Blue Star region to reach level 10 in the Myriad Worlds. The epic title Miles Ahead unlocked. Moc Bach approached the loot chest whispering. "Can wilderness chests be upgraded too?" He smirked playfully. Let us find out. Moc Bach activated his special upgrade skill. Ding, upgrade successful, he gasped in pure joy. It actually worked, Moc Bach yelled excitedly. Open sesame. A blinding golden aura erupted. System alert. Locked gold tier chest detected. Do you wish to open it? Open it. Epic loot spilled out in glowing waves. System notification. You obtained the gold tier weapon, Withered Wood Staff. You obtained a gold tier hidden treasure map. Wait only 2 drops. Moc Bach complained before waving the glowing parchment triumphantly. A freaking treasure map made up for it. The system confirmed its legendary gold tier status. Following these mystical coordinates, it leads straight to another gold tier chest system prompt. Use the map now. The optimal treasure hunting route will be marked right on the minimap. Warning. The final coordinates for this legendary loot are located far beyond the Novice Village borders. Another annoying system warning popped up. Your current player level, Tai, has finally reached the absolute limit of the beginner zone. Please find the village chief to teleport to a major city, otherwise 0 experience points will be gained. Moc Bach scratched his head. So hitting level 10 means forced eviction from the starting zone. Guess my noob days are officially over. He spun around, plotting his next massive move. I will hit up the village chief first. But wait, let us upgrade this map first. Ding. The system chimed. You have successfully obtained a dark gold tier treasure map. Route completely generated. Destination locked to the untamed wilderness of Tinla City. Please proceed there immediately. Moc Bach jaw dropped in shock. Tinla City. You have got to be kidding me. That is practically on another continent. Looks like this epic loot has to wait. Meanwhile, Hoan-do strutted out of a dungeon portal like a superstar. The surrounding crowd pointed and gasped in awe. A massive server banner dropped. Novice Village 9527 server announcement. Congratulations to the Bang Yep Guild for clearing the foggy Badlands on hard mode. Special server recognition granted. May all players look up to their glorious example and strive for those juicy premium rewards. Hoan-do smirked arrogantly. Gear up, boys. We are diving straight into nightmare mode next. But instantly, another global system alert shattered his pride. Novice Village 9527 announcement. Massive congratulations to player Fujiop Thienha. His party has successfully conquered the foggy Badlands on nightmare mode. May all players learn from this legendary feat. Hoan-do practically choked on his own spit, spotting Fujiop and Avi nearby. What the hell? Those bastards snatched the first clear Hoan-do gritted his teeth in sheer absolute fury. How in the world did they speedrun nightmare mode so fast? Fujiop simply chuckled at his rival. Just pure luck, my friend. Meanwhile, a nervous lackey whispered a shocking secret into Hoan-do's ear. His eyes darkened with rage. So Bach Da supplied them with epic gear and skill books. Who does he think he is dealing exclusively with? Fujiop Thienha Hoan-do crushed his fists, growling like a cornered beast. You dare make an enemy out of me, I will make you regret this. Across the plaza, Fujiap clapped his hands. Next stop, Hell Mode. Fired up. Avai Hoa, Duong, and Fong Diep roared in perfect unison. You got it, boss. Suddenly the sky flashed red, demanding everyone's attention. Blue Star Regional Broadcast. While Hoendo was still busy glaring daggers at Fujiap, the system dropped an absolute nuke. Congratulations to player Bach Da of the Divine Dragon Empire. He has officially become the very first player in the entire Blue Star region to shatter the level 10 barrier. Epic server recognition granted. May all players bow to this legendary milestone and push toward ultimate glory. Novice Village. 9, 5, 2, 7. Alert. Due to Bach Da hitting level 10, the leaderboards are unlocking early. A massive, glowing scoreboard materialized. Official leaderboard of Village 9527. Rank 1, Bach Da level 10. Solo faction. Rank 2, Fong Diep Tutu. Level 5 solo faction. Rank 3, Avai. Level 5 solo faction. Rank 4, Deroy Van Buonningu. Level 5 solo faction. Rank 5, Fujiap Thien Ha. Level 5 solo faction. Rank 6, Lian Hoa Duong. Level 5 solo faction. Rank 7, Hoan Du Bang Geep. Level 5, Bang Geep Guild. Rank 8, Mot Kiem Katko. Level 5, Bang Geep Guild. Rank 9, Ban Gao Viga. Level 5, Bang Giep Guild. Rank 10, Tuyet Trong Sua. Level 5, Bang Giep Guild. Humiliated by the rankings, Hoan Do stormed off in disgust. Do not get too cocky, you bastards. Just you wait. Meanwhile, Hoa Duong stared at the glowing skyboards in absolute awe. Boss, that freak Bach Da is leveling up way too absurdly fast. Fong Diep gasped in disbelief. Nodding in pure agreement, they cheered. Spot on. The dude leveled up like a literal rocket. Avei chimed in, completely mind-blown. Before trading, he was just level 8, and we're just stuck at level 5. Fujiap calculated her next brilliant move. Since we actually secured the Soul Destiny Stone, let's just gift it to him. Befriending a total monster like him, it's absolutely essential for our business. As the teleportation circle glowed, she smirked. Everyone split up and act freely for now, I've got a quick errand. The crew roared in agreement. Popping back to Moc Bach, Fujiap beamed brightly. Brother Bach Da, she cheered, eagerly tossing him a heavy money pouch. Your very first reward for clearing the quest. 10 basic Soul Destiny Stones fresh off the press. Score any legendary loot and think of me first. Moc Bach chuckled. You flatter me. They locked hands in a solid handshake. Fujiap winked confidently. Trust me, my prices will absolutely always make you smile. He matched her energy, grinning widely. It's a deal then. Just bring the gold, and I promise you'll never lack god-tier gear. Ding system prompt. The lucrative partnership contract with Fujiap Thien Ha has been successfully forged. Contract sealed, she grinned silently, celebrating her massive win. Moc Bach turned to leave, tossing one last reminder over his shoulder. Ping me once you finally escape this novice village. Left alone, he scanned the humble starter zone, taking it all in. His inner gamer nodded in agreement. Bagging that rich merchant as an ally was totally big brain. Spotting a worn-down wooden hut, Moc Bach muttered bingo. This must be it. Suddenly, the village chief materialized. Unbelievable. An outlander hitting level 10 this fast. You're breaking all the records, kid. Chief, he declared boldly, I'm ready to ditch this novice village. The old man gestured inside, nodding sagely. Very well. This God-forbidden land. Sooner or later, it will belong entirely to you, crazy outlanders. Now, follow my steps closely. Pointing at a glowing portal, the chief explained, step inside. Our tiny village connects directly to the East Sea region. A holographic map flared up, revealing a massive fortress. This is one of the Divine Dragon Empire's top 10 major level 1 cities and its absolute wealthiest coastal hub. Stepping onto the glowing runes, dazzling rings of pure energy instantly enveloped his entire body. Once you hit the East Sea region, the real hardcore tutorial officially ends, the chief warned. Thanks for everything, old man. If fate allows, I'll return the favor. As the flash faded, the old chief slowly leaned on his cane, exhaling a heavy sigh. Staring at the empty sky, he muttered, the God-forbidden land descends into chaos. How many tragic respawns will we witness this time? Meanwhile, in a completely different zone, Nguyen and Trio Hook prowled together. Trio Hook gritted his teeth. That bastard again. Is this mysterious Bach Da guy, actually? Moc Bach, Trio Hook demanded. Nguyen rolled her eyes, groaning in sheer boredom. Who even cares about that absolute loser? Striking a devastatingly seductive pose, Nguyen licked her lips with wicked intent. If he's really that overpowered, one look at me and he absolutely won't escape the palm of my hand. Flash Moc Bach landed in the East Sea region. Whoa, this world's graphics are insanely realistic. He wandered the bustling streets, grumbling. Seriously, graduating the novice village. And 0 shiny achievement rewards. Cheap system. Ding system alert. The Tome of Death has impressively reached level 10. Seeing this, Moc Bach's eyes widened in shock. Hold up. My dark spellbook actually leveled up to 10. A glowing holographic interface popped up displaying the god-tier stats in crystal clear text. Tome of Death. Bach Da's exclusive untradeable class relic. It cannot be dropped, cannot be damaged, and remains bound to the soul, summoned or recalled entirely at your own will. Level 10 achieved. Scaling with the Master's growth time to check out those juicy base attributes. Magic power bumped by 300. All base stats up 100. Plus a massive 100% true damage buff against all undead creatures. Your summoned creatures also inherit these insane buffs. Special passive Soul Devour. Whenever you or your minions slay an enemy target, you'll permanently absorb a fraction of their pure soul power. Any wild monster you personally execute will suffer a brutal punishment with their respawn timer completely doubled. And any players you personally annihilate, they suffer double death penalties, even permanently draining their actual lifespan. Current soul point stash. A big fat 0. Burn a massive 1,000 soul points to unlock a second chance at the tome's hidden powers. Hit level 30. And the second game-breaking special effect will instantly go live. This forbidden codex obeys your eyes only. Absolute rulebook and absolutely no peeking allowed for anyone else. Meet all the crazy requirements, and the legendary Death Lord's exclusive overpowered skill tree becomes entirely yours to command straight from this book. Double death penalties and VIP skills, he smirked. Now that's my kind of chaotic fun. Opening the tome, a massive flood of ancient glowing runes rushed straight into his brain. Ding, congratulations, you have successfully learned the terrifying new active skill, Gaze of the Reaper. Clutching his throbbing head, he groaned. My brain is literally melting. System breakdown, Gaze of the Reaper. Rank SSS, level 1. Mastery 0 out of 50. Active skill. Lock eyes and scorch their very soul. Effect 1 dishes out pure true damage equal to 50% of your magic power, ticking every single second for 10 full seconds. Effect 2. Targets caught in your lethal stare are continuously paralyzed by endless waves of absolute terror. Effect 3. Any scrub with less health than you. Boom, instant 20% debuff to all their stats just by making eye contact. Purely health-based domination. Absolutely no magical resistance or shield in the entire world can block this brutal debuff. Effect. 4 fatalities cause unimaginable agony. Once they finally respawn, they're slapped with a devastating 40% stat-crippling weakened curse that lasts for 12 straight hours. Absolutely savage. Instant cast. 60-second cooldown. Burns just 5% max mana. Fire it once, and let the nightmare do its own terrifying work. Channeling. Max range 100 meters. Where your gaze falls, death follows. Reading this, Moc Bach's eyes practically bugged out of his head. True damage every single second, plus hidden traits. Both damage and range are completely doubled. Death's gaze, bro. This isn't just looking. It is an absolute instant kill. How is this skill so utterly broken? Suddenly space ripped open. A mysterious figure stepped through the portal. To think that among the descended ones, someone actually awakened this legendary power. How fascinating. Kid, you are incredibly lucky, but also horribly cursed. Whoa, who is this guy? Snapping to attention, Moc Bach bowed respectfully. Greetings, City Master Tudo. Tudo's voice boomed. It truly is the power of death. You have awakened a Lord-tier class. Such a heaven-defying path should never exist. Within the divine forbidden zone. Suddenly, an overwhelming aura gripped Moc Bach's arm. He panicked internally. Crap! He saw right through my hidden class. Pulling out a mysterious artifact, the Master sighed. Unfortunately, walking this path will be infinitely harder than any regular class out there. Wait, what do you mean by that? Young man, consider this a trial. Survive it and I will reveal the hidden truths. Concerning the Death Lord. A massive system screen flashed. He obtained a quest item, the Badge of the Forgotten Ones. Ding. You have received an epic quest. The Trial of Tudo Q quest. Objective. Survive the treacherous Forgotten Land. And achieve 100% exploration rate. Penalty for failure. Absolutely none. Moc Bach stared at the glowing artifact in his hands. 0 penalty. Am I dreaming? A free epic quest just dropped into my lap. He looked up to thank him, but Tudo had completely vanished. Suddenly, the item vibrated violently. A harsh red countdown flashed, 4 minutes 58 seconds until forced teleportation to the Forgotten Land. He screamed in absolute panic. Holy crap. A 5-minute timer, you are not even giving me time to breathe. I haven't even socketed my new gems yet. Moc Bach spun around in circles, shouting, "Can some kind soul please tell me where the teleportation circle is?" In the blink of an eye, he was dragged into a desolate, bone-chilling wasteland. System alert. You have entered the Forgotten Land. The epic quest trial of Tu Dokuk has officially begun. Clear the Forgotten Land within 72 hours and reach 100% exploration. Moc Bach gasped. I have to speedrun this in 72 hours. Wasting no time, he slammed his hands down. Time to summon the little brothers. My main character plot armor feels way too thin right now. A vortex of pale light erupted, spitting out his undead army. Meet the skeleton, mage spirit, 5 agility, 5 constitution 80, HP 20,000. 640. Magic power 10,100. 60 physical defense 1,693. Absolute units. Skill E rank fireball level 9. Launches a blazing projectile, dealing 220% of magical damage as pure fire attribute destruction. Cast time. A swift 1.5 seconds. Cooldown time 30 seconds flat. Moc Bach grinned wickedly. With fireball-slinging minions, my firepower is officially off the charts. Suddenly the ground rumbled as countless rotting skeletons clawed their way out. What the heck is this? Staring at the undead sea, he sweated bullets. Did the entire town turn into monsters? This mob density is completely ridiculous. Their enemy stat windows instantly flickered into view. Level 20, Skeleton, Normal Tier HP, 5,000, Attack, 210, Physical Defense, 120, Magic Defense, 80. A weak trash mob found everywhere in this cursed wasteland. They are all level 20, Moc Bach yelled. Regaining his absolute composure, he pointed forward like a general. Skeleton Squad, obliterate them all. The combat logs flooded in. Level 20. Skeleton killed. 50% level gap bonus applied. Experience plus 30 points. Outstanding leadership buff activated bonus experience plus 6. Moc Bach scratched his head. Wait, why does a level 20 monster give less EXP than a level 10 wild bull? Well, at least there is an ocean of them. Ding, level 20. Skeleton eliminated. 50% level gap bonus applied. Experience plus 30 points. Outstanding leadership buff activated bonus experience plus 6. A crazy idea sparked in his mind. Let us test drive my new toy. His eyes turned pitch black. Death's gaze. A devastating wave of death aura exploded outward. The skeleton horde was instantly vaporized by the monstrous true damage. The system chimed endlessly. Level 20. Skeleton killed. 50% level gap bonus applied. Experience plus 30 points. Outstanding leadership buff activated bonus experience plus 6. Kicking a shattered skull away, he smirked confidently. Well, that was a total breeze. And the best part. These skeletons actually have souls to harvest. Rubbing his hands together like a greedy merchant, he grinned. Don't mind if I do. Let us top up that mana first. Death Chi absorption. But checking his death grimoire, his soul points remained at absolute 0. He mumbled in confusion. What gives? I definitely did not absorb anything. Suddenly, a chilling, disembodied voice echoed through the wasteland. This is the Forgotten Land. In life, we were cursed. Our souls are eternally imprisoned in this purgatory. Moc Bach jumped back, shouting defensively, "Who is there?" A ghostly old man materialized. I am Leduc, a forgotten one. The system blinked. Leduc Special Elite Tier, Level 20 Soul Entity HP. 100,000. Passive trait Soul Body grants complete immunity to all physical damage. Current exploration rate, 10%. Moc Bach sighed, lowering his guard. What exactly do you mean by a curse? Leduc sweated nervously, explaining. If you wish to harvest our souls, you must first break the ancient curse. Moc Bach blinked in complete bewilderment. And how do I break it? He pointed toward the blinding pillar of light. There sat a decaying coffin, sealing away a terrifying, twisted monstrosity. Terrifying aura, Mubai muttered. Let us check it out. Standing before the cursed box, he smirked. Even my undead minions are trembling. What is so special about this creepy box? The system interface suddenly chimed. Soul Sealing Coffin. Shield durability, 1 million out of 1 million. Physical and magic defense, 1,000. System alert. You have discovered a soul-sealing coffin. Exploration rate increased by 2%. Destroying this sealed coffin grants an additional 3%. Warning, breaking it releases a horrifying entity. Proceed with caution, Rhodes screamed. This is it. Smash it, Mubai just smirked. A horrifying entity. Let us see exactly how scary it really is. Mubai immediately commanded his skeletal mages. Boys, blast that thing to pieces. The undead squad unleashed absolute hell, shattering the heavy chains. Under the brutal barrage, the coffin's durability plummeted rapidly. As the coffin exploded, Rhodes shrieked in sheer terror. He is out. He broke free. A sinister shadow emerged, displaying its deadly status. The Forgotten One, Neil. Level 20, Frost Half Lich. A genuine Dark Gold tier boss. Health points 1,500,000 out of 15 million. Magic intensity at 12,800. Physical defense 1,500. Magic defense 2,100. Ice element resistance 20%. Boss skills include Frost Magic Chain and Dark Curse Chain. He tried ascending to a true lich, but clearly botched the job. Neil roared fiercely. Filthy outsider, you ruined my glorious transformation. Road grabbed his head, absolutely terrified. Run for your lives. The monster cackled. You reek of delicious death energy. Consuming your flesh will complete my evolution, Mubai casually scoffed. Consume me. Did a cheap villain teach you those lame lines? Skeleton Squad charge, Mubai commanded his undead mages. The bony warriors swarmed forward instantly. Taking the hits, Neil raised his skeletal hand completely unfazed. Plucking an arrow from his body, the boss sneered. What a pathetic swarm of bones. Neil then unleashed a massive magical wave. The frontline skeletons shattered instantly. I will crush you all, he bellowed. But magical arrows kept raining down relentlessly upon him. Neil looked slightly stunned. Gathering a massive surge of frost energy, he braced himself as the devastating strikes connected. Summoning a thick frost shield, he demanded fiercely. Who are you? How can a mere human summon such powerful undead beasts? Ghostly blue flames flared in Neil's hollow eye sockets. He began his own wicked summoning. Rise from the depths, my loyal servants. The system chimed. Abomination Monster level 20. Health points 150,000 out of 150,000. Attack power 1,960. Physical defense is 800. Magic defense sits at 700. Skills include Iron Hook Strike and Plague Fog. This hideous abomination was stitched from rotting corpses. More demons tore through the dirt. A sickly green miasma leaked out. Ghoul creatures level 20, health points 80,000 out of 80,000. Attack power 1,580. Physical defense 500. Magic defense 420 skill. Vicious bite. These undead freaks constantly breathed out putrid decay. Pinching his nose, Mubai complained loudly. Bro, why do you smell so absolutely disgusting? Disgusted, he muttered. Time to taste my brand new ultimate skill, Death's Gaze. Hit by the terrifying death stare, Neil froze completely. System alert. You used Death's Gaze on the Forgotten One, Neil. Life tier dominance confirmed. Neil's overall stats dropped by 40%, Mubai smirked inwardly. Did my Deathlord class naturally upgrade my life tier? Drained of his dark power, Neil crashed to his knees. Impossible, he shrieked in total denial. Mubai just turned his back, issuing a cold order. Skeleton Squad, take out the trash. Without hesitation, his bony legion ripped into the smelly ghouls, completely overwhelming them. Standing over the weakened boss, Mubai declared, erase him. As his stats kept plunging, Neil let out a final agonizing scream. No, I refuse to be forgotten. As the lich crumbled into dust, the golden system interface chimed brightly. You killed level 20 Dark Gold. Boss Neil. Gained 50% bonus experience. Added 750,000 experience points. Era surpassing bonus applied. Additional 150,000 experience gained. Congratulations player, White Knight. You reached level 12. Plus 1 skill point and 15 free attribute points. Mubai blinked, pleasantly surprised by the massive loot. Wait, it is already over. Not bad. Instant level 12. Suddenly another epic notification popped up. You obtained a dark gold item, Cursed Crown Fragment 1. He picked up the glowing sinister shard. Cursed Crown Fragment Piece 1 of 7, a legendary dark gold artifact. Collecting all pieces restores the demonic crown. Whoever wears it suffers a permanent death or a curse. Hearing this, Mubai sighed heavily. Trash mobs drop nothing. Even the boss is stingy, making me play a collection game. Whatever it is, still dark gold. Once restored, it will definitely become an epic tier gear. I will keep it. Suddenly, Road popped out of nowhere, nearly giving him a heart attack. You are amazing. You actually freed Neil's trapped soul. Let us go rescue the next victim. The old man struck an overly dramatic combat pose. Follow me, brave hero, although the next one will not be this easy. Mubai just tilted his head in pure confusion. Huh. What do you mean? Wait, another one, Moc Bach scoffed, rolling his eyes. If this boss is overpowered, simply count me out. Seeing Moc Bach's utter disgust, Leduc frantically waved his hands. Do not panic, he floated over, offering a mysterious scroll. I saved this skill book strictly for you, Moc Bach glared sharply. Dude, why hoard this epic loot until right now? The moment he ripped the seal, system notifications totally exploded like fireworks. Corpse Explosion level 1. Active skill. Detonates target remains, dealing massive magic damage within a 5-meter radius. Boss corpses heavily excluded. Damage strictly equals 10% maximum health plus 100% magic power. Casting range is strictly 30 meters. Instant cast cooldown time is amazingly fast at just 30 seconds. Mana strictly costs 300 points. Moc Bach's eyes practically sparkled with pure greed. An area of effect nuke skill, absolute jackpot. Perfect timing, let us level this beast up. Watching his hoarded resources drain, a wickedly smug grin naturally spread across his face. Upgrade perfectly successful. Your rank C Corpse Explosion has officially evolved into the glorious rank B, Advanced Corpse Explosion. Advanced Corpse Explosion rank B. Level 1 active skill that ruthlessly vaporizes target corpses into absolutely deadly magical shrapnel. Unleashes devastating magic damage across a massive 10-meter blast zone. Boss corpses strictly remain heavily off-limits. Damage radically skyrockets to 15%. Maximum health plus 150%. Magic power range violently extends to 50 meters. Instant cast 30-second cooldown. Mana violently doubles to 600 points. Without wasting a single heartbeat, Moc Bach eagerly tested his shiny new explosive toy. Boom! A catastrophic blast instantly obliterated the ground, kicking up massive dust storms. Holy crap, that damage is utterly insane. And the blast radius is totally broken. Hovering nearby, Leduc practically squealed like a massive fanboy. Bach Da, you are truly the absolute strongest alpha male. An utterly invincible existence, Moc Bach scoffed coldly. Save your ghost bootlicking for someone else. But man, finally, a decent mob-clearing nuke. My farming speed is about to go entirely through the absolute roof. Let us move. Exactly 1 hour later, Moc Bach stood fiercely battle-ready. This forgotten land map is absurdly massive. A predatory gleam heavily flashed in his deeply smug eyes. Counting you, that strictly makes lucky number 7. Bam! Before Wanter could even process the incoming deadly threat, Moc Bach instantly unleashed pure hell. Corpse explosion. Wanter shrieked in absolute soul-crushing terror. No, this is entirely impossible. The Forgotten Ones are absolutely immortal. You will suffer endless torment for this. With just one utterly devastating strike, Wanter instantly crumbled, dropping the final glowing fragment. Moc Bach casually scooped up the precious loot. All 7 mysterious fragments were finally secured. Time to aggressively see what epic gear this trash drops. Floating deeply in the distance, Leduc loudly screamed like a dying banshee. Do not craft that cursed relic. Its intense darkness will wholly consume your soul. Too late. The crafting light was already flashing brilliantly. What utter nonsense are you babbling about now? Leduc weakly fell to his ghost knees. We are deeply doomed. Ding. The system chimes rapidly. Went completely wild. You have officially obtained the deeply legendary tier artifact, the Cursed Crown. Epic alert. The Cursed Crown has been flawlessly restored to glory. Current map exploration perfectly sits at exactly 50%. Moc Bach casually tossed the demonic crown. Exactly as I deeply suspected. Upgraded fragments fully yield higher tier final items. But 50% exploration strongly proves the real big boss is strictly hiding nearby. Meanwhile, Leduc was loudly having a full-blown ghost panic attack. Bach Da, throw that intensely demonic trash away right now. The deeply vile aura of death will strictly rot your core. You will perfectly end up exactly like those totally brainless walking zombies. Completely losing his absolute mind, the panicked ghost desperately shook Moc Bach's shoulders. Bach Da, stop blindly staring at it. Drop it instantly. Warning. Vile death aura from the Cursed Crown is actively invading your physical body. For the very first time, perfectly genuine panic fiercely flashed across Moc Bach's face. What the absolute hell is this incredibly creepy vibe? Is there an even scarier boss blindly lurking skeleton squad fiercely form up into solid defensive stances? Terrifying waves of intensely dark mana violently erupted from the very earth. Leduc shrieked in absolute soul-crushing horror. It is him. The true absolute nightmare has awakened. The system practically screamed a fierce emergency alert. The Cursed Crown's intensely vile aura has forcibly awakened the brutal Lich Franklin from his eternal slumber beneath the Forgotten Land. Leduc was fiercely trembling with pure, unadulterated dread. He is the absolute demonic monster who deeply cursed us all into eternal ruin. He strictly cursed our beautiful home into this literal desolate wasteland. Bach Da, I am loudly begging you on my deeply ghostly knees. Absolutely slaughter that wretched bastard Franklin. I will gladly sacrifice my very soul for total brutal vengeance. Instantly, a deeply hidden system panel materialized. Mayor of Sunset Town, Remnant Soul of Leduc, Special Elite Ghost Entity, Level 20. Maximum health safely sits at exactly 100,000. Special active skill, Soul Possession. Massively boosts the target's core stats by a glorious 20%. Pure ghost form strictly grants total immunity to all physical damage. Duc's deeply shattered memories had completely unlocked. He was truly the perfectly tragic mayor of Sunset Town, reduced to literally nothing but a totally pathetic lingering spirit. Looks like this specific NPC is officially my absolute support buffer. Moc Bach fiercely smirked. Deal. I will easily destroy him. Without a single warning, the fierce ghost spirit aggressively shot straight into Moc Bach's forehead. Epic ding, you have perfectly triggered an insanely unique hidden quest. Duc's fierce vengeance objective, completely annihilate the brutal Lich Franklin epic quest rewards, strictly remain entirely shrouded in mystery. You have officially received the incredibly supreme blessing of soul possession. Spirit attributes absolutely violently skyrocket by a glorious 20%. Leduc's deeply emotional voice echoed loudly in his mind. Thank you so incredibly much. Franklin's deadly power is truly absolutely monstrous. I will fiercely burn my last, deeply shred of soul to desperately fight beside you. Amidst the suffocating dark miasma, the absolutely legendary Lich perfectly manifested. The deeply forgotten one, Franklin level 20 deadly Frost Lich status, completely critically injured overall threat level, massively reduced epic tier boss. Warning health firmly stands at a strictly staggering 15 million. Magic power, a staggering 48,000 physical defense at 5,000. And magic resistance hitting 8,000. Plus, a 35% ice immunity. 30% shadow resistance, 25% death immunity. Armed with lethal shadow and necromancy skills, this is a genuine, terrifying Lich. Despite his severely shattered soul, this monster is no joke. He levitated into the sky, unleashing a monstrous aura that swallowed the heavens. That pathetic insect from years ago. You actually survived, I can sense it. The glorious restored power of my crown. Franklin extended his skeletal hand, his raspy voice dripping with curses. Such intoxicating power, he hissed, beckoning greedily. Come to your master. My precious crown, return to me at once. But suddenly, his arrogant sneer vanished into pure panic. Wait. This is absolutely impossible. Why is my own artifact ignoring my command? Meanwhile, Moc Bach just let out a wonderfully arrogant smirk. Cut the crap, old bone. Why would my loot ever listen to a loser like you? Without a second thought, our boy slapped that legendary crown right onto his head. Looks better on me anyway. What do you think, a perfect fit, right? Instantly, the glorious blue system panel materialized item, the Cursed Crown headgear. Level requirement 10 to 120. Tier absolute legendary grade durability, a flawless 1000 out of 1000. Equip restriction the forgotten one, Franklin. But as the Death Lord, he completely bypassed the rules for a forced equip. Once this boss bites the dust, the restrictions will vanish completely. Base level 15 stats activated physical defense. Boosted by a solid 100 points. Magic defense jumps up by 200. Health increased by 2,000 and mana skyrockets by 4,000. All core stats boosted by 75. Bonus perks, 1 spirit enhanced by 10%. 2. Curse resistance up 30%. 3. The wearer suffers constant agonizing death aura erosion. Skill unlocked. Cursed power, a deadly passive. Every spell now carries a devastating curse effect, inflicting 2 random hexes on any unfortunate target, lasting 5 brutal seconds. Cooldown, just 5 mere seconds. Next up, the terrifying Curse Aura. When this sick aura activates, all enemies within a 100-meter radius lose 30% of their speed. Movement, attack, and casting times completely crippled, costing 200 mana per second with 0 cooldown. Truly cursing your enemies is an absolute art form. Watching this blatant disrespect, Franklin exploded in furious rage. Arise. Suddenly menacing level 20, Shadow Knights crawled from the abyss. These elite summons boasted a whopping 200,000 health attack power, at 6,800. Both defenses sitting at 1,800, packed with nasty skills like Shadow Charge Power and Shield, yet Moc Bach didn't even blink, standing there cooler than a cucumber. An epic boss's army definitely hits harder than a dark gold one, he mused. You want a gang war? Fine, let's see whose squad is superior. Skeleton squad, tear them apart, he roared. Boom. Every lethal strike from those Shadow Knights was flawlessly blocked by his undead homies. The two armies clashed brutally, kicking up massive clouds of blinding dust. But our boy wasn't done yet. He immediately sparked his newly stolen Curse Aura. Massive, sinister vortexes erupted around him, stripping away the enemy's life force while viciously slashing their speed by 30%. Forget riding horses, you couldn't outrun a snail in a sports car right now. Watching his elites getting bullied, Franklin gnashed his teeth. You filthy little bastard. Meanwhile, Moc Bach let out a deliciously evil villain laugh. At level 15 with 2 legendary items and the Death Codex. My stats are completely off the charts. My power has practically doubled since stepping into this forsaken land. He thought, practically glowing. Such a pity this gorgeous cursed crown can't be leveled up though. Driven mad by the absolute disrespect, the Lich launched another deadly assault. Arrogant human, I will grant you a gruesome death. As if I'd let you catch your breath, old man, Moc Bach mocked. His eyes gleaming with dangerous mischief, he launched a surprise attack just as the system chimed. Ding system alert. You have successfully cast the terrifying death's gaze upon the Forgotten One, Franklin. Lifeform tier judgment. Superiority confirmed. Alert. You have ruthlessly inflicted the curse of agony onto this ancient decrepit boss, dealing shadow damage equal to 100% of your magic power, every single second, lasting for 5 agonizing seconds of pure hell. Forced to his bony knees, Franklin was having a total mental breakdown. No. This defies all logic. Absolutely impossible. His skeletal frame convulsed violently from the humiliating torment. What kind of monster are you? Moc Bach's expression shifted into maximum edgy protagonist mode. My name. A dead man doesn't need to know. With a flashy dodge, he zoomed off, pushing the Lich's rage to the boiling point. Insolent mortal, how dare you humiliate a supreme Lich? Refusing to accept defeat, the enraged boss prepared a devastating strike. I don't care what you are. Today this forsaken land becomes your miserable grave. A terrifying sphere of dark magic encased him, levitating his body above devastating violent tornadoes. The vortex roared hungrily, tearing the very earth apart. Franklin burned every last drop of his sinister mana. His goal, obliterate everything in sight, crush this smug human, and steal his ridiculous power for himself. Raising his skeletal staff high, he shrieked with absolute desperation. Arise once more. Instantly, a wave of nightmarish monstrosities burst from the shattered ground. System warning. Undead Bone Dragon, Cacus level 20, status. Critically injured, downgraded to an epic tier boss. But its health still a monstrous 20 million. Attack power towering at 12,000, physical defense, 10,000 magic defense, 6,000, not to mention a 30% immunity to all death magic. Armed with Bone Prison, White Bone Hell, and the apocalyptic death storm, the Undead Bone Dragon has officially descended current exploration progress 90%. Even our smug main character had to drop his jaw at this. You actually summoned a freaking bone dragon. As expected from the legendary East Sea City Lord's trial. The difficulty spike on this is absolutely insane, but while he was busy admiring the boss, the savage undead horde launched a brutal surprise assault. Yet against all odds, Moc Bach casually blocked the devastating strike. Buff up and hold the line for me. Seeing this, Franklin stared, absolutely flabbergasted and unable to believe his own eyes. No freaking way, that is literally impossible, he shrieked in total despair. It is just a basic dry skeleton warrior. How is it casually blocking my mighty bone dragon? Honestly, even Moc Bach was sweating a little bit right now. His skeleton warrior's power had just skyrocketed by 640%, loaded with insane heavy strike damage, critical hits, and double damage. Thanks to the holy buff from the Death Holy Tome, this bony minion was casually dropping millions of damage points against undead creatures. Absolutely terrifying. The system chimed non-stop in his ears. Death absorption feedback triggered. A brand new system notification incoming. You have completely burned all your death aura, empowering the target skeleton warrior's main stats by a whopping 640% for maximum destruction. Ding. Another system notification. You suffered extreme death aura erosion from the Cursed Crown death aura +10. Moc Bach blinked, totally bewildered by this weird turn of events. Collecting free death aura again. Is this terrifying boss seriously just a walking mobile power bank? But instantly, a dangerously sharp glint flashed across his intense eyes. Now it is time to teach you a painful lesson. Meanwhile, Franklin was throwing an absolute tantrum, spamming crazy attacks and screaming, "You damn hateful human. Behold the true power of my cursed crown." Still raging like a madman, the boss violently slammed his magic staff into the ground, unleashing his ultimate move, Freezing Hell. The explosive blast sent Moc Bach flying backwards through the air. Seeing his target launch helplessly, Franklin cackled out loud like an absolute maniac. Eat my ultimate death beam. With your fragile human body, you are definitely dead meat. But when the dust finally cleared, he saw Moc Bach standing there completely unscathed. Franklin instantly lost his freaking mind in pure panic. No, this makes zero sense. How the heck did you learn the legendary life-sharing skill? He immediately resumed his psychotic spam attacks. Life-sharing, huh? Do not act so smug, it still has a massive, fatal loophole. Raising his twisted staff high into the air, Franklin dramatically conjured a massive eerie rose, formed entirely out of withering death magic. Every single time a deathly beam hit the ground, another hideous monster spawned Bone Prison. In a terrifying flash, an entire skeleton army completely swarmed and trapped Moc Bach. White Bone Hell Moc Bach's pupils widened in pure shock as cold sweat heavily dripped down his face. Trying to use AoE skills to break my life share link. Cute try. Without missing a single beat, Moc Bach instantly shifted into a deadly explosive offensive stance. I will just recall my unbuffed skeletons into the summon space. Try breaking my defense now, he smirked. His big brain strategy, to win the war, just one-shot the enemy king directly. Franklin was totally dumbfounded by this unexpected big brain play. But with every single passing second, Moc Bach's health points were dropping at a terrifyingly rapid pace. Gritting his teeth tightly, he pushed through the absolute bone-crushing pain. Just hold on a little bit longer. It is almost over. After a grueling epic clash, Franklin collapsed to the dirt, panting heavily. You lost, you pesky human. Yet miraculously, Moc Bach was still standing there, completely scratch-free. Lost. Are you trying to be funny right now? System prompt. Burning death aura for a massive buff. Seeing this absolutely broken power, Franklin immediately turned and bolted. No freaking way. Staring in sheer horror at the terrifying beast about to swallow him whole, the boss let out a blood-curdling screech. This is absolutely impossible. Before he could even run away, Franklin was utterly and completely vaporized. Holy crap, Ding. You have successfully destroyed the physical body of the forgotten Franklin. Bonus experience boosted by an epic 70%. Gaining a massive 12.75 million experience points. Talk about an absolutely crazy game-breaking payload. Congrats, player Bach Da has reached level 17. All 4 dimensions +1, skill point +1, free attributes +15. The remaining monsters instantly turned to dust. Epic victory. You defeated the level 20 epic boss, Undead Bone Dragon Cacus, securing another insanely juicy 70% bonus experience for the win. Boom, 25 million experience points gained. Massive congratulations, player Bach Da has leveled up to 19. All 4 dimensions +1. Another skill point acquired. Free attributes +15. Huge congratulations. You are officially the very first player in the entire Blue Star region to solo kill an epic tier boss. First clear rewards dropping. Main attributes heavily boosted by 100. 50 extra skill points and 50 intermediate life soul stones. The jackpot was incredibly real. Immense energy surged back into Moc Bach's tired body, shooting straight to level 19 and scoring 50 soul stones. Now that was seriously an awesome feeling. Clenching the glowing loot, he smirked in ultimate triumph. They all upgraded to advanced soul stones. Finally, no more stressing about my dying lifespan ever again. Ding. The system chimed once more with great news. Upgrade totally successful. You have obtained 50 advanced life soul stones to cheat death. These special advanced stones grant 1 entire year of lifespan each. With every passing second, Moc Bach was steadily growing unstoppable. You have officially absorbed 50 advanced life soul stones. Lifespan successfully increased by 50 solid years. Total lifespan is now over 51 years. A massive, uncontrollable grin spread across his extremely hyped face. The ticking time bomb of his lifespan crisis was finally solved forever. Meanwhile, across the server, a global Blue Star region announcement echoed wildly. Global server alert. Massive congratulations to player Bach Da from the Divine Dragon Empire for being the first Blue Star player to solo an epic boss. We highly encourage all players to learn from this legend to earn rich rewards. A random girl shrieked excitedly in chat. Soloing an epic boss. He triggered another server-wide announcement. Fujiap gasped in pure awe. As expected of the big boss Bach Da, I totally gotta hug this golden thigh. Beside him, Ave laughed out loud. Honestly, going a whole night without a Bach Da global ping felt totally weird. This feels way more normal. At that exact moment, Triu Hook glanced around the busy area and confidently smirked. New Yen looks like we need to quickly speed run out of this beginner village. We absolutely have to meet this infamous Bach Da guy ourselves. New Yen playfully flipped her hair with a confident, smug grin. I will honestly admit, he really does have some incredibly serious skills. But as long as he is a man, whether he is Bach Da or to Moc Bach, he will be kneeling at my feet. Meanwhile, Moc Bach's eyes sparkled brightly. Ding! A shiny new necklace randomly dropped from the system. System alert. You have finally obtained an epic special item, the Dragon Skull Necklace. An epic tier artifact holding truly unimaginable power. Use this artifact to summon an epic mount, the fearsome Undead Bone Dragon. Seeing this, his eyes immediately sparkled with absolute thrill. Holy crap. This Dragon Skull Necklace is totally insane. With this baby, I finally get my very own epic flying mount. But wait, wouldn't it be absolutely incredible if I upgraded it just a little bit? System notifications chimed. Upgrade. Successful. You obtained a legendary special item, the almighty Frost Horn. The Frost Horn. A legendary tier special artifact. Blow into it to summon a legendary mount from the spirit realm. The Frost Dragon Moc Bach gasped in pure awe. This is way too awesome to be real. Without hesitation, he quickly blew into the mystical horn. Every single note radiated raw magic, leaving Moc Bach completely caught off guard by its power. What a suffocating aura of death. Suddenly, a massive creature materialized before him, roaring furiously. "You foolish human." The Frost Dragon burst through the portal, sneering, "How dare someone so incredibly weak summon me? You dare insult me." But suddenly the terrifying beast completely froze, leaving him entirely confused. It was the harsh punishment of purifying light. Moc Bach immediately scrambled backward in absolute panic, screaming at the top of his lungs, "Purifying light, stay the hell away from me." Yet the terrifying Frost Dragon suddenly became as gentle as a puppy. "My master." It bowed down before him in absolute submission. "I willingly offer myself as your loyal mount." The system loudly chimed again, activating your personal mount space. You have successfully acquired a legendary tier mount, the mighty Frost Dragon. Right then, a global system announcement echoed Earth region. Congratulations to player Bai Ye of the Divine Dragon Empire for obtaining a mount. The glorious Earth region mount leaderboard has officially opened much earlier than expected. The majestic dragon magically shrank down and climbed right onto Moc Bach's shoulder. The Earth region mount leaderboard. He instantly flashed a wickedly triumphant smirk. Mounts actually have a global leaderboard. Does this mean they possess special skills too? Instantly, the system panel appeared. Rank 1. Bai Ye Frost Dragon, a legendary tier mount. Rank 2, empty. Rank 3, empty. Moc Bach stared at the tiny creature, deeply wondering, could this truly be the overwhelming power of a mythical creature? Meanwhile, in another location, everyone was completely freaking out over the global announcement. There is actually a mount leaderboard now. Someone could not help but scream loudly, "Oh my god, the great god Bai Ye even got a mythical tier Frost Dragon." The guy beside him chimed in, "I seriously doubt Bai Ye is even playing the same game as us." Suddenly another guy walked over, sighing deeply. "Hey, stop comparing yourselves to the monstrous Bai Ye. I just saw the boss. That guy is only level 3, and he actually has an F-rank talent." He softly chuckled with overwhelming relief. "Hearing you say that actually makes me feel so much better. Those dark-hearted capitalists. Their dirty money is absolutely worthless in this crazy fantasy world." Exactly. Cutting back to Moc Bach, Rotor was sprinting toward him in an absolute panic. "Lord Bai Ye, I can clearly sense the exact location of the phylactery box," he asked with burning curiosity. "Where is it?" Rotor frantically pointed straight ahead. "It is right over there. Follow me." And so Moc Bach closely followed Rotor's desperate guidance. Right ahead lay a glowing artifact, Franklin's phylactery box. An epic tier item. Durability level 1,000,000 out of 1,000,000. This was an ultimate lifesaver, meticulously crafted by Franklin during his absolute peak. It contained his very soul fire. As long as this magical box remained completely intact, the Dark Wizard could never truly die. He picked it up, shuddering in pure disbelief. Terrifying. A durability of 1,000,000. The very next second, Rotor suddenly roared, "Lord Bai Ye, let me personally finish this monster." But the Dark Wizard quickly sneered back at him. "Relying on you. You are just a pathetic, lingering soul. What could you possibly do to me?" Without an ounce of fear, Rotor aggressively snatched the phylactery box. "The innocent souls you devoured will show you exactly what your twisted fate looks like. Franklin, your final hour has officially arrived." Caught completely off guard, the wizard panicked. "You bastard, no, no." A second later, Rotor spoke with overwhelming emotion. "Thank you for absolutely everything you have done for Luoyang Town." He broke down crying uncontrollably as he delivered his final words. "Thank you." As Rotor slowly faded away, system alerts flooded in notification. "You have just received 1,000 soul points. Defeated the level 20 epic boss Franklin the Forgotten. Gained an additional 70% experience bonus, plus 12,750,000 massive experience points. Congratulations player Bai Ye for successfully reaching level 20 intellect +1, skill points +1, attribute points +15. You have successfully completed the hidden quest Rotor's Request and received 1,000 experience points plus 1,000 shiny gold coins. Alert. Current exploration progress is officially at 100%. You have successfully completed the epic tier quest, the Trial of C2G. Please return to East Sea City and locate C2G to claim your epic rewards. You received 1,200 gold coins. You received 20 tier 5 attribute gems. You have obtained precious epic tier materials, 10 pieces of Millennium Ice Crystal. You also received 124 basic Soul Fate Stones. Moc Bach smirked confidently. Quest completely finished, and I hit level 20 perfectly, so let's get out of here. A moment later, Moc Bach stepped out of the portal. At the East Sea City Teleportation Plaza, he chuckled with absolute satisfaction. There is not a single player in East Sea City yet. Looks like they have not reached level 10. Then Moc Bach proudly glanced over. The Frost Dragon. The skeletal figure rested on his shoulder. Time to test out his new mount. He roared to the heavens, "Come forth, Frost Bone Dragon." As the Frost Bone Dragon unleashed its massive true form, Moc Bach smirked. Let us turn in the quest to Tu-Do Kuk. He stood proudly on its back as it took to the skies. Wherever the Frost Bone Dragon flew, jaws dropped in absolute awe. Watching from afar, Tu-Do marveled at how this kid completely shattered his expectations. In a flash, Moc Bach descended right before him. "City Lord, I have arrived." Tu-Do immediately waved his hand, desperately ordering the boy to shrink that massive beast down. Turning his back, the old man spoke coldly. "My old bones cannot handle its overwhelming aura." He then guided Moc Bach inside. "It seems your class is no ordinary lord class." Hearing this, Moc Bach raised an eyebrow in confusion. "What do you mean by that?" Taking a seat, the boy asked bluntly, "Are there actually different tiers to the lord class?" Tu-Do shook his head. "Even I am not entirely sure. But since you cleared the trial, I will naturally answer some of your questions." Suddenly, the system chimed. Epic quest completed. 2. Doku's trial, Moc Bach scoffed inwardly. "So stingy, where is the shiny quest reward?" Tu-Do raised a hand explaining thoroughly. In the Myriad Worlds, game classes are strictly divided by ranks. Rank 1, the basic normal classes. Rank 2, hidden and high-tier hidden classes. Rank 3, unique hidden classes. Rank 4, specialized hidden classes. Your Death Lord class is the absolute highest tier among the specialized hidden classes. Normally reaching this peak right now is impossible. Your first breakthrough should only happen at level 29. That is what puzzles me the absolute most. Hearing this, Moc Bach's sweat dropped inwardly. I definitely cannot tell him. My cheat system hacked this insane growth for me. Tu-Do issued a stern warning. Do not celebrate too early. The stronger the class, the more brutal the breakthrough becomes. Moc Bach's gaze sharpened instantly. I hope the City Lord can guide me just a bit further. Tu-Do continued heavily. To advance this Death Lord class, you must experience a specific number of deaths. He then detailed the insane process. Soon, a massive war will erupt in the God-forbidden land. The Divine Dragon Temple wants you to cross borders, advance, and conquer that realm. Only then will humanity earn the true right to step into the Myriad Worlds. Moc Bach frowned in confusion. But the national borders have not opened yet. Reading his worry, Tu-Do offered a swift solution. Find this man and deliver this letter to him. He will grant you the power to cross borders and hunt for epic treasures. Glancing at the photo, Moc Bach instantly recognized Hwai Jian. Right then, the system violently chimed once more. Contract signed with the Divine Dragon Temple. You must advance in foreign nations. Violate this, and the temple will ruthlessly hunt you down. If the Divine Dragon Empire unites the God-forbidden land, this contract dissolves. Tu-Do then stood up to retrieve a mysterious item. Once you reach the 3rd stage, I highly advise joining the Divine Dragon Temple. Besides that, take this special gift from me. Tu-Do handed it over with a warning. With this, you can move unhindered through East Sea City. Moc Bach swiftly accepted it. Thank you, City Lord. He stared at the item, eyes gleaming with excitement. East Sea Token 00711 Special Item. A supreme token personally forged by City Lord Tu-Do Kuk himself. Possessing this makes you the absolute master of Mansion 007 in East Sea City. Moc Bach marveled inwardly. I actually own a prime estate in a Tier 1 city. Tu-Do looked at him with utmost seriousness. Now, with this token in hand, you can do almost anything you desire in East Sea City. Moc Bach tilted his head. Absolutely anything. In the very next second, Moc Bach's pupils shrank, flashing with a dangerously dark glint. Can I kill someone? The old man was genuinely taken aback. Kill someone? Who do you want to kill? Moc Bach gripped the token, boiling with suppressed fury. Oh, just a few annoying pests that need exterminating. After concluding their talk, Moc Bach mounted his Frost Bone Dragon and took flight. The scene shifted to East Sea City. Looking around, he sighed in awe. This is my first time truly admiring this magnificent city. It is absolutely massive, looking almost as grand as the Divine Dragon Empire's capital. Upon arrival, the beast touched down, letting Moc Bach leap off. This must be the place. Instantly, 2 armed guards moved to block his path. Private courtyard, no entry. But Moc Bach merely flicked the token toward them with a smirk. One guard caught it and inspected it closely. What is this? Moc Bach shoved his hands in his pockets, walking forward with absolute swagger. Can I enter now? Both guards immediately bowed with utmost reverence. So, it is Lord Bach Da. You may enter, of course. Stepping inside, Moc Bach whistled in appreciation. The city lord is quite generous. Suddenly, a mechanical voice echoed out. Do you wish to rename the estate? He paused for a moment. It definitely needs a cool name. What should I call it? Let us go with Bach Da Garden. Instantly, a glowing holographic sign materialized. Esteemed master of Bach Da Garden, welcome home. Home Sweet Home, the White Knight Pavilion, was now officially set as his personal respawn and teleportation point in East Sea City. Mubai confidently strolled inside. No renovations needed at all, just bring in the furniture and it was ready for a king. He instantly collapsed into a ridiculously soft chair. Time for a quick break and some skill upgrading. Mubai flipped through his book, rubbing his chin. Poof, 1,000 soul points vanished in the blink of an eye. Suddenly, a system prompt chimed in. Congratulations, you have learned Death Realm Leap. Death Realm Leap. A SSS rank active skill level 10 out of 50. Bend the realm of death entirely to your absolute will. Effect 1. Use the Death Realm as a literal springboard. Instantly teleport to any target location, wiping out all negative status effects. Effect 2. Upon landing, the power of death shields you completely. Enjoy absolute invincibility and status immunity for 3 glorious seconds. Effect 3. Deploy the ultimate death barrier between 2 set coordinates. You and your chosen allies can walk right through it. But uninvited guests, they cannot even touch it and their attacks will pass through harmlessly. While this mighty death barrier remains active, any lucky ally stepping through it absolutely will not die. Even if their health drops down to 0, they will just keep on fighting like absolute berserkers. Instant cast. The leap cooldown is just 15 seconds, costing 1% maximum mana, with a staggering casting range of almost 200 meters. As for the death barrier, 120-second cooldown draining 1% mana per second, it lasts 30 seconds, covering nearly 500 meters. Mubai's eyes lit up like a jackpot winner. Instant teleportation was exactly what his arsenal needed. Wasting absolutely 0 time, he sprang into action. Another SSS rank skill. This is totally awesome time to test it out. Without a single trace of hesitation, he plunged right into the portal. Seeing Mubai suddenly pop up, the stationed guard nearly jumped. Lord White Knight. The guard gasped. Mubai chuckled. Relax, do not panic, I am merely testing a new skill. Mubai's eyes gleamed with pure excitement. Let us see if I can link this to my summoning space. Instantly, a massive horde of vicious beasts materialized. The spectacular sight made his blood pump with adrenaline. This was way more overpowered than he had ever imagined. With this, I can directly command my entire Undead Legion. I am absolutely invincible. The only tiny flaw is that SSS skills cannot level up. Mubai stretched his hands, gathering his magical aura. First things first, let us go make some cash. He strutted toward the shops hunting for gems. The shopkeeper waved at him cheerfully. Handsome boss, if you ever score any more of these shiny gems, feel absolutely free to visit me anytime. With every single shop he raided, Mubai hoarded even more loot. He strutted down the street, grinning like a perfectly satisfied villain. Not bad at all, buying level 3 to 4 stones, upgrading them once and flipping them. I have already made over 200,000. I truly am a brilliant, greedy merchant. Now then, let us hit the auction house and see what kind of epic loot they have waiting. Mubai's footsteps led him straight toward a dazzling, ridiculously grand palace. He nodded with immense satisfaction. One look, and you knew this burned money. Suddenly, Xiao Yu stepped in and blocked Mubai's path. I am deeply sorry, sir, but the second floor is strictly reserved for the live auction. She pointed gracefully toward a glittering signboard. You absolutely must purchase an entrance ticket to head up there. He skimmed the rules, calculating in his head. The absolute cheapest ticket was 1,000 gold coins, while the premium tier skyrocketed to 100,000. Just how ridiculously expensive are the items being auctioned off in this insane place? Mubai calmly flashed his special token. Does this little thing get me a discount? Xiao Yu's eyes widened in sheer shock. The city lord's guest. In a total flash, she presented a sleek card. Mr. White Knight, this exclusive card belongs entirely to you. Please do accept it. VIP card number 007. Whenever a spectacular auction begins at the East Sea Auction House, you will instantly receive a notification. You can use this VIP card to instantly teleport to VIP room 007. Mubai blinked in surprise. Wait, completely free. Xiao Yu smiled brightly. Absolutely, the East Sea Auction House is the City Lord's personal property. Therefore, you will always receive our highest VIP treatment, she eagerly added. Plus, you will enjoy a massive 50% discount on all processing fees for your consigned and auction treasures. Furthermore, if you ever run short on funds during bidding, we can grant you a totally interest-free loan of up to 10,000 soul coins. The more he heard, the more Mubai's jaw dropped. Soul coins, he quickly asked. What exactly is the exchange rate between soul coins and gold? Xiao Yu immediately went into a detailed explanation. Normally, a single soul coin is worth a staggering 10,000 gold coins. Each soul coin holds a tiny fragment of time, energy. It equals exactly 1 hour of lifespan. Only a highly secretive method can forge them. As for life soul stones, they are forged by legendary powerhouses. They utilize that precious time, energy extracted directly from the soul coins. Hearing this, Mubai sighed in realization. It seems that here in the God-forbidden land, soul coins are the only currency with undeniable value. Right after he eagerly fired off more questions. Can I auction these specific items, and I can trade them for sweet soul coins, right? She happily answered with a sweet smile. But of course, based on current market experience, every level 1 gemstone will easily fetch you around 9 to 10 glorious soul coins. The auction house takes a 10% cut. But VIPs like you, only 5 Moc Bach, did not even hesitate for 1 second. Auction all this loot for me, and I want pure soul coins. Teo Nok happily nodded. You got it, boss, I am on it. Suddenly a system ding interrupted. You have one new message. Moc Bach froze mid-step. A new ping. Meanwhile, a loud squad just popped out of the teleportation portal. Hoa Duong gaped like a total newbie. So this is Donghai City. Where do we find Lord Bach Da anyway? Suddenly, Ave shrieked, pointing at a massive frost dragon soaring above. Holy crap, look, a freaking dragon. They were totally starstruck. Donghai City is insane. They actually have frost dragons Fong Diep just facepalmed at their drooling. Idiots, did you forget what Lord Bach Da rides? Hoa Duong sighed dreamily. Man, when will we get an epic ride like that? Speak of the devil, Moc Bach stylishly dropped from the frost dragon. Not bad, guys. Leveling up faster than ambition. Fujiop grinned. We owe it to you, brother Bach Da. Thanks for selling us that overpowered gear. She tossed a hefty coin pouch directly at him. Sorry for the delay, boss. Here is the final payment we owe you. Moc Bach waved it off like a true Chad. No sweat. Go enjoy exploring Donghai City. I will catch you later. He paused mid-step when Fujiop suddenly shouted, Brother Bach Da, wait a second. She flashed a mysterious scroll. I bet this will interest you. Fujiop secretly marveled. A triple S-tier talent is no joke. Who knew her money tree could spawn such top-tier loot? The system text popped up. Epic item Destiny Parchment. Use this bad boy for one glorious chance to flip the ultimate lucky coin. Moc Bach's lips curled into a delightfully greedy smirk. To a hardcore gacha addict, this was basically a guaranteed 100% win rate. He immediately snapped. Name your price. Fujiop shook her head. Not for sale. Pointing directly at him, she declared, Brother Bach Da, I just want to use this to lock down a VIP partnership with you. His gamer senses tingled. All right, spill it. What kind of VIP partnership? While they plotted, Hoan Do dramatically stepped out of the portal. Well, you nerds actually picked Donghai City too.